sitting on one of those like exercise ball tonight. It's feeling good on the hips. You get the hips kind of rolling a little bit like that. That feels nice. Well, Joan, now you know when you get here early for date night, we stretch. That sound is the ball, by the way. Just want to. Jen is here. Neat. Hey, what's up, Admir? Is he gone already? I would say more like rolling the cheeks, not so much squeezing them. It's more of a hip roll, really.
Aren't you lying about me already?
I didn't lie.
You totally lied.
What did I say?
In the Discord, Jen was late.
Well, if you tell me you're ready at 6, I still have to set it up and go live. So it takes me like a minute or two. So I can't be on time if you say at 6 that you're ready.
I texted you before 6 and said I was here. And I can show.
No.
I can show.
No. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. Exactly.
But I called you and said I was there.
No,
I'll be back.
You said I will be there. I'm headed home. Why? This is bullshit that they're side with you right now. I have the facts on my side here.
It's true.
No, you messaged me at 6.
But I texted you said I was gonna be there. So
she's making this up. I can't believe you're gaslighting me in front of all these people.
I'm not gaslighting you. It's the truth.
You guys hear that in her voice? This is the first time I've ever heard Jen lie to you.
I'm sorry the truth upsets you.
See what she's doing now? You guys all see it?
Mm-hmm. No, they see what I deal with you every day.
Wait, hold on. I think I can. I'm going to screenshot it.
All right.
All right. It's going in the Discord. All right. I will be vindicated. Is Admir here yet? I swear he was in the chat, wasn't he?
I think I saw when I was looking at it.
This feels like me posting this in the Discord feels like I'm about to argue with MAGA. Like nobody's reasonable in there. They'll all see the time and they'll still be like, this was you. There's no chance this will help me at all.
So well, yeah, because I said I'm home. And I had already called you on my way home.
Well, that doesn't help.
I called you and said I'm almost home. So you knew I was almost there. I had called you.
It's a no-win situation here.
It really is a no-win. Yeah, Admir's just staying down in the comments. He's
Admir, you fucking coward. Get up here.
Listen, bro, you're on your own on this one. I was in the comments. I'm not helping you for shit. I heard you saying something about Jen. I was like, I'm not requesting.
Yeah.
You?
Yep. I mean, I can pull up my call log of when we hung up because I was driving.
Nah, that's a terrible argument because you didn't tell me how far away you were. You were like, I'll be home soon.
That. I said I'd drop off my spawn at practice and I was on my way back. We were discussing the galaxy for drops.
I wasn't listening that well, to be honest.
That's not surprising at all.
Yeah.
That's not surprising at all.
So, Admir, are we doing fascism now? What side are you on for the civil war that's coming?
Oh, there's a civil war?
Dude, they're calling for it. Benny Johnson and Tim Pool today are like, it's on. We're doing civil war now.
Listen, bro, they're all talk. They're all talk. They said, oh, we're going to do this, after the Charlie thing and nothing. So they're all talk.
Yeah,
I'm going to do a damn thing.
I think you're right. I think they have more sway or less sway than they think they do. Like, I don't think the people are lining up behind them.
No, I mean, listen, according to that side, the Democrats start, all of these wars, we can control the weather and all of this stuff, so it's like, whatever, bro. You're not about that life.
Let me see if I can find this video. No. Where is it? There was a video with them today talking about civil war. It's unbelievable. Let's see. Is this it? Tim Pool, but the other thing is Tim Pool's been calling for civil war. I think the earliest I've seen is like since 2019. He's just been like, that's it, folks. We're in a civil war now. And he just does this like every 6 months and nobody has picked up on it. He just makes millions of dollars.
Well, he needs something to kind of latch onto. He gets viewership.
You don't watch.
That's like listening to Janae.
You've said it twice now. One more and she shows up.
You.
Watch yourself. Good evening,
and
Amanda.
It's gonna
be Beetlejuice.
Oh, hi, Amanda.
Beetlejuice.
I would just like to say, Jay and Jen, that Amanda dog walked me today in the live.
Facts. That is facts.
Yes.
I'm glad you owned up to it.
You get dog walked often, Admir. You act like that's news.
What'd you get dog walked on?
I don't even know, but I got dog walked. I don't
on
know.
his misinformation, but it's okay.
What was he spouting today?
Listen, so we were talking about the tax on tips, and my claim is that it was misled because the administration said no tax on tips. People understood that they're not going to be paying taxes on their tips immediately.
That's not what you said, but
rather than at the end of the year they'll get a credit.
Admir. You're full of shit.
Okay, well we can.
and I can go ahead. I can green screen again. I can green screen again if you would like.
Okay. All
right.
You win. I got dog walked. You win.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Admir, do you have anybody lined up for tonight?
Well, they all say, "Oh, we're gonna show up," and never show up because they're scared. So I'm like,
well, Amanda's on a backup account, so we might get a new breed of opposition.
Yeah.
So
a new breed.
A new breed.
Is this like targeted to a certain demographic we haven't talked to yet?
It's just it's the crew that hung out with me during election time.
That accent came out thick on that one. These are country folk. I think that's the accent came out when she talked about the country folk. Is that who it is?
What?
Yeah.
A new mutation.
Oh God.
Well, they're welcome here. I look forward to the ma'ams and the sirs and the Southern hospitality.
I think they look more like the hills have eyes.
That's not nice, Admir.
Listen, I'm not I'm not nice this week.
Is this your week?
Yes, it's that.
Having a little hormone
That's
swing.
why I defeated Admir today.
Yeah.
Felt like fighting.
Okay.
It seems like he's got a humiliation kink right now during this week. Is that what this is? You just try and piss people off so you can get yelled at?
Listen, we're not kinking shaming over here. It's all good.
You're getting like bashful. What's going on?
Is that what you meant?
That thing, yes, Jen. Thank you very much for your help.
No. Jen just said shame kinking. Not thanks, Jen.
No, he said it the other way. He said it weird.
What did you say?
Neither one of you said it right. Both of you.
I just explained to you what a shame kink was just the other day.
A shame kink. But okay.
Yes.
He was trying to say kink shame. And you're saying a shame kink. All right, so
he said it the other way.
Okay, so you were making fun of him. Got it.
Yeah.
All right,
exactly.
My bad.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Admir. Take that.
Yeah, and sort of Admir said kinking shaming is what he said.
Kinking shaming.
Is how he said it.
He got bashful when we started talking about that. I've never heard you like that.
I mean, Admir, don't you advocate for English? You have to speak the language. Wasn't that one of your arguments you had at one point?
Well, listen, English is not my first language, right? It's my fifth. So you're gonna have to pardon me when I mess up.
What other languages do you speak? Whoa, my hoodie is crazy.
I like that hoodie.
Well, I just
have to wear mine
the
one
filter.
of these days.
That's kind of fun.
I still have to wear one of thine days, one of these nights when I'll turn on my camera. Actually, I wore it this morning, and I got some weird looks.
You've got like you've got like dress up hoodies.
No, it's the one that I got. It says Double Daddy, and
Why do you have a double? Who did you get a Double Daddy hoodie from?
remember, I was the first one to call you Double Daddy. Remember, like a
I
year
thought
ago?
Swish was. You were?
No, I was the first one to call you Double Daddy.
Well, thank you for that. That means a lot.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me. I got to do something about this filter.
So I have that hoodie, and I got some weird looks.
Yeah, yeah, but good for you, man. You just wear it with pride. I love that about you.
I do, bro. No kinking shame over here, Jen.
Can you wear that out when you're with your wife, or would she be upset if you were?
Listen, we're not gonna go into that just yet. I attempted it, and she was not really enthusiastic. She was not.
Did I just
enthusiastic? Where the hell did he go?
It came back. I don't know. I was trying to change the filters because this is like mixing with the green, and it made me disappear. I'm not sure what I did right there, to be honest. I changed the green screen, and it disappeared. So this is how it's going to look for tonight.
Can you do whatever you did with Trump as well? Maybe,
Yeah.
No.
I'm terrified that he's not going to last. I need him to last. He's so goddamn dumb that like he's gonna fuck up the fascism. They need him out of the way if they're gonna make this happen. And so I'm kind of just hoping he hangs on for as long as possible, because the longer he's in charge, the more obvious it's gonna be. He's too dumb to keep a secret.
Hopefully he's like the human equivalent of like a Twinkie. Like those things never.
Yeah, he just keeps going. Well, they say enigmas never age. That's a quote. I don't remember who said that. Somebody famous. Oh, it's Trump in that letter to Epstein in that book with the obvious outline of a child. I remember now. That's when it was enigmas never age. Is that what it is? Enigmas never age. I think that's what it said.
Listen, I'm just, I was so glad to see Jimmy Kimmel come back, because that was the biggest slap in the face ever. That was, man, you should hear these MAGAs, man. Oh, it's unreal.
Are they, dude? I was thinking about this. I got a little after my live today. I was a little down, and I was just thinking about how bad it sucks that we're just not going to talk about anything that matters at all with MAGA. Like it's impossible. Nobody wants to talk about anything that matters. We've talked about Charlie Kirk and Jimmy Kimmel more than anything else in this country. And if you want to be conspiratorial, you could just say like MAGA knows exactly what they're doing. They're just chumming the water, and then we just take the chum. It feels like we're never going to be able to like get to the bottom of any of this with them. I don't know how you even recover from this.
Same thing that happened in the last administration. It was just distraction after distraction. And the more I look back into it, it's just a repeat of last administration. Just the stakes
like
are a lot higher.
Biden or Trump? What do you mean
Trump.
Trump's last administration.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the stakes are higher now, but it's the repeat of itself. And there's no hiding it anymore. Now it's all on the table.
Well, and he's
here we go,
He was dumb and corrupt before, but like now he's crazy and dumb and corrupt. And adding crazy into that mix is a real problem. Like he doesn't fucking care. They just fired like 2 attorneys in a row, and then just are like, oh, we're investigating James Comey now. Like the day, or not investigating, we're going to indict him. The day after they fired the attorney that was in charge of that investigation, the next day they're like, oh, going after Comey now. And everybody's just like, yeah, this is probably real. This is probably not like just a total banana republic that we've got going here. Like we're going to have to discuss whether or not this is insane. And they're going to be like, no, this is normal.
I mean, if you look at what him, even the Virginia attorney said, hey, I really have nothing. I mean, it was a 5-month investigation into Letitia James. And he said, hey, I have nothing here.
Your
fired.
your connection sucks. I missed a lot of that.
Again?
Of course again.
Oh,
Of course it is. Amanda, how are your people dealing with this Civil War talk? Are they getting fired up?
I haven't even heard about it.
Oh, that's good. That's good news. Maybe Tim Pool's reach isn't what I thought it was.
None of the lives that I've been on this week has spoken on it.
It's just happening today. Let me find Tim Pool.
Lives that I was in today, no.
Let me see.
Okay, I sent you 2 things if you want to get rid of the current oligarchy because that looks janky.
No, it looks nice. It's
No, it looks
professional.
like
It looks professional.
So get rid of that one.
Did you send it on Discord?
Yeah.
All right.
So you can put one where only it's opposition only, and then you can put a smaller one for the galaxy below you.
This is going to be an adventure. We'll see how.
We have faith in you people. You can do it.
I wouldn't if I were you.
I know. I'm
right.
trying to be supportive. I'm trying something new.
Thank you. I got this. All right. There is big. You want it under but smaller? Like right there?
Yeah, you can change one. You can make it smaller.
No, I know. I'm saying, is that where you want it?
Yeah.
God damn, I'm dumb, but like not all the way. I'm not all the way dumb. All right, how's that?
What do you make? We can't see the galaxy. There, yeah, that works.
I could scooch it up into this. Well, now it doesn't fit. It's too long.
You want me to shrink it?
Oh no! Can you guys see that?
I can see that.
All right, there we go. Is
There's
anybody?
one.
yeah, I can see that.
What? I'm supposed to do something else too? There's another thing.
Yeah, then do the request if you're opposition to RTP only. Get rid of the oligarchy, whatever.
I worked hard on that.
It looks.
It took him 2 days.
I've been on this since last Thursday. This is devastating.
Maybe if you can make the galaxy a little smaller.
This conversation is wild if you don't look at the screen.
It's too long. It doesn't fit.
Go to the left a little bit.
I think Admir said spit on it at one point. That was weird.
Way too big.
What? Wait.
I thought it was weird too, man, but I just let it go. God damn, this one is long. This one is long as fuck. Look at this thing.
Put it down.
Trying.
Okay.
Got to really play with it to get it smaller. How's that? Right there? Is that good?
Usually it's the opposite.
Usually the opposite.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Usually
No, a little bit lower.
If you play with it, it makes it bigger. But
Lower?
Yeah, lower.
Right there?
Because you're under your gift. So
is that the spot?
A little bit lower, and you're almost there.
To the left.
Whoa. Whoa. I mean, what are we doing? Is this some kind of
Why? I was being for real though. No,
what's going on
it's
here?
almost there.
Is it? Sorry, I get too excited when I'm right. Don't say it like that. Say it differently. I get too excited. Is that good?
No, can you
breathe.
I never heard Jen laugh.
I haven't either.
Wow.
I'm leaving it there. You're gonna have to deal with it.
No. Hold on. Concentrate. Jay, I need you to concentrate. Go down a little bit. Just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, just a tad bit. Okay. Jay, she said go down just a tad bit.
How's that?
There you go. Perfect. There you go.
Oh.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shift to the right a little bit. That's right.
I can't do this. I gotta turn off. There's too much bright light. I gotta turn off the light. That's devastating to be that embarrassed in that bright of lights. That sucked. All right. Did that get us some opposition?
Hey, I think you all should know that it looks different for us when we're on the panel. So to everybody else, you can't see the word request or galaxy on the left.
Okay, so make it.
So I can see everything now, but when I'm down there, it's cut off.
All right.
So
is that good now?
Listen to the chat.
Well, we'll have
Sorry.
less of a box.
I have another phone. I can pull up on my other phone too.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Is the chat? The chat's the one that knows because it looks good up here, but down there.
Thank you. I worked hard on it.
That's correct. Let's see.
Can you go up a little bit and then to the left?
Which part?
The request.
Up and to the left. Like there?
A little bit more.
Up or left?
Left.
That is hard to move.
Perfect.
Thank
There you go.
Thank you.
I can see. Yeah, I have on my other phone and it looks good.
Can we please get somebody up here to talk about politics?
Okay. I will hop down
No, you don't get to leave.
Okay, I mean, if you want me to stay, I can stay. But I was trying to like get other. I mean, maybe turn your lights back on at some point. I mean,
on it. I'm sorry. It was hot. It got hot.
It got hot real quick. That's why I kept quiet. I didn't know how to respond. She said, "Keep going, just a little bit lower." And then,
no, don't replay it. Let's not replay it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we do have this on. We are streaming this to YouTube, so if you guys ever miss an episode of the show, you can go check us out on YouTube. So
I can't turn this light down. There's got to be a way to like turn the brightness down.
He's still messing with the light.
There's a remote, and the remote has like I don't know if you can see it. Like it says you can turn down the brightness, but you sure can't. You can hit that thing as many. You could. What'd you say?
Did you try pressing on it?
Yeah, the button. Yeah.
That did not sound good at all.
Put it up there.
Try it a little bit harder.
There we go. That's better. I just moved. Stop it. Please, for the love of God. Let's go back to Benny Johnson and Tim Pool. I'm going to find this. He said he was...
I am just so glad that I am not dirty-minded like you guys.
Tim Pool said...
I'm a total child.
Compared to the comment section, we're actually doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Tim Pool said he can't go anywhere because his life is in too much danger right now. What he said.
That his life is in danger?
Too much. There's too much danger for him to go anywhere. That's why he couldn't go to Charlie Kirk's funeral, he said.
Oh, or could it be that he, spreads hateful things?
No, dude, this is just, you can hear it. He was at Jesse Waters. They're just doing straight propaganda right now. They're just actually trying to start a civil war, and they want to justify it. Maybe not even a civil war. They just want to, like, shut everybody up. Like,
I've never received death threats. I've also got very serious security where we do our show. The threat level was so great. My team instructed me not to travel. I was unable to go to the memorial for Charlie Kirk. But, Jesse, earlier just now you were mentioning the attacks that we've seen throughout the past weeks and months, but I want to make sure this is clear as it pertains to Jimmy Kimmel. The initial reporting was that advertisers and affiliates were upset.
Okay, that's the end of that. Now he wants to talk about Jimmy Kimmel. Who's getting ice? Is that you, Admir?
I'm getting ice?
There's a lot of noise going on back there.
I'm not getting nothing.
You're not eating? That's
on my end?
There's just a lot of noise.
No, I'm actually driving. What the hell? Okay, hold on. Let me see. What about now?
Yeah, I think that's better.
Oh, okay. No, I'm actually...
Do we need to have other words for politics above the request or anything? Do we need to, so people know what we're talking about?
No, they'll show up if they show up. They may not show up today. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of debating going on. I wasn't on maybe more than an hour earlier today, but I didn't see anybody debating. It's a weird day. I think even if Republicans just want to talk, it's a weird time where our government is openly like amping up the rhetoric. It's real weird.
Well, the rhetoric that I'm getting, I'm blocked from every right-leaning live now anyways. But the ones that I was able to get in, it's the same old thing. We will not talk to liberals or the lefties until they hold their own side accountable. And I'm like, okay, so what do you want them to hold who do you want them to hold accountable? Well, we want you guys to hold them accountable. I said, well, who? Tell me who exactly. What exactly do you want me to? Who do you want me to hold accountable? Well, your side. Okay, so what exactly are they doing wrong? Well, we want you to hold them accountable, and it's just a same old twisting thing. And
yeah, it certainly doesn't.
There's nothing there.
I don't know if like the political sides. I think like the most of the country could figure out a way to come together, but like it's so divided politically that I think to a lot of people that sounds worse. Like getting along with the other side sounds worse to them than like just having an all-out war. I don't think that that's even particularly like one side or the other. I think that the people that engage in this every day, like they're so I mean, they believe two totally different realities, and they both believe literally the worst in everybody else. I don't know what you do about those people. I think you just have to wait until like the number of people that don't want to be psychos outnumber the ones that want to be psychos, and I don't think we're there right now.
I don't know. I think you have a couple of creators on the right side who are actually saying, "Hey, we need to figure this thing out. It's getting to the point where it's just a matter of one spark, and it's."
Who do you think's doing a good job with that?
On the right, Logic and Liberty. I think she is actually talking and calling out, even on the conservatives, saying, "Hey, this isn't right." You know what I mean? Call out the BS that needs to be called out. We need to move on. Surprisingly, Natalie, the one that you and I talked about, she is now saying, "Hey, we need to pull the e-brake now." You know what I mean? This is getting a little bit serious because you got people that are going on these TikTok lives and saying all kinds of things just out in the open. Like it's just open season. But then you got people like Janae and all of that little crew that's saying, we're not going to talk to liberals. We need to cancel them. We need to not hold them in our panels. And I'm like, whatever, bro. Do your thing. I don't care.
Those panels always wound up going really, really well. Like when you boot all opposition, you definitely get an audience. It doesn't wind up being like the same 6 people hanging out bitching about shit every day. It definitely doesn't turn into that.
Yeah, and so it's like I said, you got a few people who are, like I said, on the right that are calling on saying, "Hey, we need to do this the right way," but now they're getting the hate as well. You know what I mean?
From their own side?
The hate. Yep. Oh yeah. I mean, it's literally now that if you do not align, where you say, "Hey, we're not going to host any liberals, we're not going to host any," and if you say, "No, I don't care, I'm going to host them," they're getting the hate. They're getting the hate big time. Wow. And that's a little concerning. I mean, listen, I went into OM's live the other day, and even he was saying, "Hey, kind of, we need to chill a little bit." And you can see the comments just, going off on him as well. So it's literally now it's like, okay, well, if you don't align with us, you're against us and you're the enemy, which is just nuts.
One thing that's like hard for me to digest and figure out when we do like the both sides thing is that I do think that there is a group of people on the left that are just like, fuck it, let's do the Civil War. And then there's also people on the right, like on the far right. And I don't mean like that they're radically different, but they just like, they are firmly in their camps, whether it be in the right or the left, those people that are entrenched. And the hard part to try and mitigate is that on the far left, the people who are like the fuck it point, like a lot of those people legitimately have been harmed. And a lot of those people like legitimately were harmed by Charlie Kirk. And all these people on the far right that are saying like they've been harmed, there's no harm. Nothing has happened to them that has made their life more difficult. They've just gotten angrier. That's it. The same basic material conditions have existed that they're upset about for a decade now, for 2 decades now. And so it's hard to try and like bring those two sides together because you have two sides that aren't going to come together, but one of them has like legitimate problems. One of them has been like legitimately marginalized, and the other one has made up an entire fantasy world where they're marginalized and they're victims. I don't know what you do with that.
I don't think there's a whole lot that you can do. And I said this morning on a live. I said, people that never even heard of Charlie Kirk are now worshiping him more than they worship Trump. And I'm like, and I've said this. I didn't care about Charlie Tuesday. I didn't care about him Wednesday. I didn't care about him Saturday. I didn't care for him today. He didn't impact my life. I don't give a shit. I don't, you know what I mean? It's not going to impact me. And when I ask the same question is, how did he impact your life? Well, and then it's the pivoting. And so I think this is just another one of those things that particular side just needs something to grasp on. And I'd say in less than a month, this will be forgotten till probably maybe 6 months before the elections, and then it's going to be brought up again and rerun. So it's just another talking point. That's all it is.
Yeah. Amanda, get her other account back? Did you get your other account back?
Yeah, I have it. I'm just on the last strike.
Oh. What'd you do?
I don't know.
All right, so you got up and hop down. So
thanks, Jen.
I don't know, but it wasn't even a violation. It was just like a whole strike.
Matt, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How's everybody here?
Hey, Matt.
Doing good, man. Good. Man, look at the white hair, man. It's just glowing on you.
It's like Kyle Kalinske over there.
I know. Hey, you know how this works. So me and Amanda will go on mute, and I know you wanted to speak to Jay, and so go ahead, man.
Well, not really. No, not really. I mean, I like Jay. I like Amanda. It's good to see you, Admir. No, I just had people dare me to come up, so I'm always with Huckleberry. So, hey, what's happening? It's been good to see you again.
Are you saying that to me? To Amanda? To Admir? Sorry.
Yeah.
Good to see you too.
My bad.
That's all right.
Is your name Jay?
Yeah.
Is your name Jay?
Yep.
Okay, Jay. It's good to see you again, brother.
Good to see you too. So I saw. I think maybe what people responded to was something along the lines of like, I don't really speak with the left anymore. They sent their message or something like that. Do you want to explain what that meant?
Yeah. So once upon a time, when I first got, I guess, TikTok lives, I went into hostile territories, right? So obviously, I voted on the right. I moved right over my lifetime, and then I like free speech. So my belief is that the left doesn't want to talk. They're done talking. I'm all of the names that the right could be called. So I don't want to speak with those folks anymore. And I believe that's a problem. That's an emotional response to the recent events.
Oh, froze. Period. Sorry, you froze a little bit for me. Do you want to repeat what you just said? Sorry, it froze for like maybe 10 seconds.
My bad.
No, you're good.
Okay. So let me go back. So I used to be a olive branch kind of person, right? I would like to, speak with people with differing ideas. After the recent events, I feel less inclined to speak with those people, but then I've had to go through some soul searching, and maybe that's not the path I need to take. So I'm trying to come back and speak with folks that disagree, and I hope you don't want to throw like freedom seeds at me. I know you don't, but perhaps other people do. But I don't walk in fear. So I'm going to keep speaking what I believe because these are my beliefs. I don't necessarily have to assign them to a party. Period.
So I think maybe for me personally, when I see the reaction to what happened to Charlie Kirk, I think the hard part to wrap my head around is that actually on the same day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, there was a right-wing shooter in a school, and we don't talk about that, and we don't talk about like the actual numbers, and it feels like it just feels like this was a time for the right to say like, we're taking our ball and going home. Like the stats tell us that right-wing political violence happens more often. So like, I think we should have this conversation, but it's really hard to even start the conversation if we can't get a baseline of this. It does happen on both sides, but it can't be like this is the left all the time. That's kind of a conversation stopper for me.
I mean, you're not wrong. So, I mean, I'm willing to even come to that and say, okay, what's your data? What's my data? Where's the data? Okay, if we can take the data out of the situation and you and I can have a conversation. Let's just start with that. Like you and I on the street.
Yeah.
Do I want violence? Absolutely not.
Well,
do I dislike anybody? No, not really.
Well,
let me
propose this, because I think that there's been a lot of finger pointing after what happened to Charlie Kirk, specifically about the use of the word fascist. And I found this to be an alarming conversation because I use that word all the time, directed at certain people on the right. Donald Trump used that word all the time, directed at Kamala Harris. And it seems pretty clear from like what the family said, what the shooter said of Charlie Kirk, that the reason that he shot Charlie Kirk was bigotry, had nothing to do with the word fascist. But we have gone on this all-out like war between the right and the left about the use of the word fascist. Both sides use it all the time. I get called a fascist every single day. And it feels like we missed the main part, that somebody was driven to violence because they felt that this man did real harm to a community or a person that they loved, which still doesn't justify it, but it feels like we're not having the right conversation.
I mean, I fully agree with you on that, right? So I think that word, fascist, communist, Nazi, socialist, supremacist, all these things are being thrown out there all the time. And I think they do an injustice to the actual definition of those words, right? Because I would never look at you and say, oh, you're any of the things I just described. And I would hope you would say the same to me.
Well, I wouldn't be offended if you called me a socialist. I don't think that that's a bad word. I don't think communist is a bad word. And frankly, like fascism is just right-wing authoritarianism. You could point to the left and say you guys are authoritarian. It's a correct label. Like if you're looking at an authoritarian that's on the right is usually a fascist. And an authoritarian on the left isn't usually a fascist, but the end result is the same, like it's control. Right? It's a centralized figure that controls it. It just usually happens differently because of belief systems.
Right, I would agree, and I go back to the original socialist parties, right? The Nazis and then the fascists in Italy, right? That's our baseline of those ideologies. So I still don't think that anybody on the left or the right actually fits those narratives or those descriptions, right?
Right, but we understand, like being called a socialist is different than being a socialist, right? Like the Nazis, sure. Yeah. So if you look at what the actual the socialists were doing under Schmittler, they were very militaristic, they were very nationalistic. They othered another community, and then they brought in all the powers. Like they brought in the rich and the church, and they got them all aligned, and then they ruled with one leader. So even though it started as socialism, it evolved into fascism, right? Because they weren't really doing so. Like they're doing. I mean, Trump's doing this now. He's taking a share of Intel. He's taking a share of Nvidia. He's getting the churches around him. He's putting the Bible in, trying to get the Bible put in school. Like we're talking more now about Jesus in politics than ever before in my lifetime. So when we compare like what they're doing instead of the name, this is closer to Mussolini and Schmittler than it would be maybe a socialist country like Sweden.
Okay, I mean, excuse me. That's a fair point. But I'm not really sure when I look at Schmittler and Mussolini, I don't really see the involvement of a certain church or belief system. So there's one thing you kind of threw me off on that. I didn't realize that was part of their movement.
Yeah, the Catholic Church throughout World War II for like 5 or 6 years, they celebrated Schmittler's birthday as a holiday. The church celebrated it. That was part of the way that they united the Germans, because they said, and you've even seen that from Chip Roy today, was talking about Sharia law. That was one of the ways they could unite the Germans. You have the people who didn't like Jewish people because of industry, and then you have the people who may not like them because of religion, and they see them as opposition. And you got the country to kind of unite against Jewish people. And we see that right now. Like there is an attempted unification like of Christians versus non-Christians right now. Like I feel that as a non-Christian, when I saw J.D. Vance on Charlie Kirk's show, he like, I don't know if you saw it, I could play the clip, but the gist of it is he said, I appreciate the phone calls I've got from my friends on the other side of the aisle after the death of Charlie Kirk, and as much as I want to embrace them and come together, I can't until they accept the truth. And the truth is that God lives, that he had a son that was begotten, and that it is that he is the supreme being. It's like, well, I can't agree to that. I don't know why that is. I don't know why that's the structure that the vice president is telling me we have to work within before we can come together. That seems bizarre to me.
And again, I agree with that wording, right? But from what I understood of Charlie Kirk, he was more Judeo-Christian, right? So that was the blending of the beliefs of the Jewish faith and the Christian faith kind of coming together on some sort of common ground.
Well, he was Christian. He was Christian. Judeo-Christian isn't Judeo-Christianity, Judeo-Christian values. That's not a real thing. They don't share values. Their prophecies are diametrically opposed. They both think that their church is like correct. These are opposed. Judeo-Christian values is something that seems to have been invented by Israel to get Christians to support all the hell they rain on the Middle East every year. And they've somehow like bought all of our politicians. So now we link ourselves with Israel and we call it Judeo-Christian values. But if there's shared values between Jewish people and Christians, then those shared values also extend to Islam, who also shares the Old Testament. Like if the shared values is the Old Testament, then you also have to include Islam. But we don't ever include Islam in those values, right?
Certainly, right. And okay, I get it. So I know the Abrahamic lineage from Hebrew split into three, right? So that would be Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. And then Christianity went on and subdivided even further. So I don't really know what my point would be on that. I still believe, gotta go.
That's all right. Well, no, stay for a second, because I just want you.
Go ahead. Sorry. I was going to say it's a 30-minute drop, so you can loop back and come back up.
Yeah, come back up. But dude, just think about this. Why are we talking about that when it comes to government? I'm an atheist. I believe all of that is gibberish, and I love that you believe it and it means something to you. That's fine. We get to have, but like when we start having this debate in politics, a lot of us are sitting on the outside going, excuse me, what the fuck? Like, I thought we were allowed to believe what we wanted here.
That's fair, and I believe that too.
All right, man. Come back. It was good talking to you.
All right, brother.
All right.
Likewise. Later.
All righty. Next guest. There you go. Hey.
Hey.
Whoa. It's Guy Fieri.
All right. Admir, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. Hey, Dunn, how you doing? Thanks for coming up.
Thank you for having me on.
Okay. Looking at no worries, man. So looking at your profile, man, I'm gonna take a wild guess you voted for Trump.
For sure.
What? Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to pick off some of the things that the host was saying.
Yeah.
With the thing with Schmittler and and how you're saying that with the Christian nationalists and whatever, blah, 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 blah. Like at the end of the day, I feel like the left or the kid he opened the door that now he did something that he couldn't get the left or the Democrat Party out of, because he thought he was fighting for doing something righteous for something that he believed in. And now when he opened that door, I think conservatives were like, fuck this, there's no more talking. And I see it as, you understand what I'm saying? Like, and
I do, but I think this is the point I was trying to make to Matt earlier is it seems like you're just choosing to do that, because literally months earlier, there were two Democrat politicians who were assassinated in their homes, and we didn't say
their own people though.
No.
Yeah.
People they knew, but they
knew them.
Yeah, but they were Republicans. He was deeply.
Are you sure about that?
100% sure.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy was far right, but that's the thing. Like, it does seem like, one, to be honest, I'm on the left, and I talk to people on the left, and like I'm further left than most people. This kid wasn't political. He was upset at Charlie Kirk because he thought Charlie Kirk was a bigot. That's what the evidence points to, is that he loved somebody who Charlie Kirk targeted. That's the message from his mom. She's like, this is why he was on the left. And that's the only part of him that seems to be on the left. And again, all of that is wrong. But this does seem like...
I was going to say, like, that gives him the okay to fucking...
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't give him the okay. But like, I wasn't involved in that. None of us were involved in that.
For sure. But you know, like,
so why is it an all-out war? We didn't do that. He was in a red state by a kid raised by MAGA parents.
Yeah, and I think that's like going to, like a Crip going to a blood hood and knocking off a fucking blood.
No. He's from there. I'm from there. We're from the same place.
But he represents a whole different thing.
No, he doesn't. That's the thing. Like, I'm looking at his viewpoint.
So you're saying that people that grow up with a conservative family, they cannot be liberal or Democrat?
No, I grew up with a conservative.
I know a lot of people like that.
Wait, I grew up in a conservative family in that same state. I understand that, but hold on. The only evidence we have that this person was, like, we actually don't have evidence at all that they are political. They weren't registered to a party. Their group chats didn't seem political. The only thing we know about this person is that they thought Charlie Kirk was a bigot, and that they loved somebody who was in a community that Charlie Kirk targeted. I know lots of people who are not political who fucking hate Charlie Kirk for those same reasons, but they are not political. They don't align anywhere on the spectrum. So yeah, it's just, I'm just like, this idea that you have to blame a political side rather than this one kid.
But that's what it's coming to.
But you chose to do that.
People have been blaming us. No, it's they call me racist. They call me bigot. They call me misogynist. Just for.
Those are words, bud. Those are words, bud. Toughen up.
No, but for sure, I don't give a fuck about it. I'm just saying, like, now.
Well, then why do you want to go to war over it? If you don't give a fuck about those words, then why are you ready to go to war?
Because taking the children, doing all this shit with the children, trying to make kids make believe that they're fucking could be boys.
Who's doing that? Who's doing that?
Shit.
Wait, who's doing that?
So, like, I kind of understand.
Wait, hold on.
When he burnt the
Whoa,
books.
Jesus Christ! All right, never mind. Keep going. You understood what he did when he burnt the books.
Yeah.
I think this might be why people keep calling you those names, man.
Bro, it is what it is.
Well, then what are you upset about? Just own it.
No, I'm just saying that I'm owning it. I'm just letting you know why
you're just Charlie Kirk died, so you're a Nazi now?
Oh, no, not that. No,
you just said that what he did was... That's what they did.
I understand why he did that. I understand. There's a difference.
What do you understand as to why he burned those books? Why did he burn them?
Because he didn't want it for the people. He didn't want it for the kids. He didn't want it fucking up the people in his country.
And then he mass murdered, like.
I don't know if he did that.
You gotta go. All right, man. Next.
I don't know, man.
You gotta go.
Why?
We don't do Holocaust denial here, bud. You gotta go. Jesus.
Well, that took a wrong turn.
But if you're here on the right, this is an opportunity for you to see. Like, you don't all have to side with that.
Back up. My bestie JB, thank you. That's that. Golly, I don't even know how to respond to that. I really don't. That took me by surprise.
Hey, Jan.
Yeah. Hi. Oh, so I just came up to read some Venmos that came through. So Jamar sent a Venmo, said, would Admir ever do an eating challenge for a free meal? I think that's
Would I do an eating challenge?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a silly question. Of course I would.
That's a no-brainer.
Who the fuck you asking?
Right? Jumar, you're not new here. And then KJ said, listen every day and every week. Thanks for all your hard work. Love you, Jen. Jay sucks. I kid, Jay's the GOAT.
Thanks.
Oh.
So if you guys are opposition, you can send a request of opposition to RTP. hop in the request. We do have, if Amanda has the galaxy behind her when she's on, then we do a galaxy to drop. People get 5 minutes at least, and then 30 minutes if they get a galaxy. So.
You guys better farm some up because you're about to get Ty.
Yep.
Sorry, it's the way it is.
Golly.
Seen requested he unprivate his account so that people can be seen.
No, there's there. I don't know. You can ask him. Here he is.
Oh, Serial. Golly. Here we go.
What's up, Ty?
What's up, Serial? I just love calling him Serial.
the like what I get from people, I don't quite understand.
Well, listen, dude. As somebody who regularly gets accused of being too kind, you've pissed off virtually everybody on this side of the aisle. I think that just nobody believes your good faith, and so that's gonna be tough. That's tough to overcome.
Is there things I've said that are not true?
Probably. I've talked to you a bunch of times. I would imagine so.
Like, is it wrong that a lot of our congressmen have connections to Israel and
I agree with that.
Millions of dollars? Is it true that
I agree with that?
The Biden and Harris administration helped sign the NDAA, which for military children were not allowed to receive health care?
The what? The NDAA?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it.
Let me refresh myself. I don't remember what that is. The National Defense Authorization Act for 2024. And you're saying it did what?
I can pull it up right now.
Well, I've got a screen right here. I can pull it up just so I can read it. What did you say it did? It cut children's health care?
This, I think, is that what it is.
Is that what you said it did? It cut children's health care?
Yeah. For our people that were LGBTQ plus.
Let's see.
Oh no, that's the wrong one.
Yeah.
Is it this one? Oh no, it's this one.
I don't know. That's a press release. I don't know if that's true or not. Let me search it. That's going to be that's the NDAA. Let me look. But I think, Ty, this is maybe what people get frustrated with. It seems like it's hard to even figure out what you care about. It just seems like you want to point out things that are bad. And I think that's why people think you're bad faith, because when you try and have a conversation, like a real conversation, it just turns into this is bad. Now, I'm looking this up. I'm not sure. I'm assuming that's through TRICARE. So the TRICARE, the NDAA prohibits TRICARE, the military's health insurance program, from covering gender-affirming medical interventions for beneficiaries under 18 if those treatments could result in sterilization, such as hormone therapy and puberty blockers. That's the AI overview. I don't know what the stipulations were on that. I can only imagine that was something that, Republicans pushed for, and there's enough Democrats that probably signed on to it. I'm not super surprised that Joe Biden didn't make that a priority. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
What do you mean he didn't make that a priority?
Protecting trans children, protecting their medical care.
But I mean, and I've seen other things that Democrats, even during the Trump administration, have different congressmen have signed alongside Republicans in helping pass anti-LGBTQ plus bills.
Yeah, I would oppose those people too. I'm not a Democrat, Ty. This isn't a Democrat. I'm not somebody who defends the Democratic Party. If you're familiar with my daily show every day, you'll know. I don't know that there's a day that goes by that I don't criticize Democrats.
But one of the, and I'm trying to do more research and everything. One of the things that I truly want to would be a good study. So since Trump has been president and social media like TikTok mostly, it has been Democrats and people on the left. Trump is bad. So what is going to happen when Trump is not here? Nobody
says Trump is bad. Nobody says that.
I mean,
people have
Trump is bad, right?
People have legitimate reasons why Trump is bad. Yeah,
Well,
look,
yeah, but
people talk about Trump a lot. One, because he never shuts the fuck up, and two, he never stops saying awful things, and three, he's a dog shit president. It's a weird thing to say, like, oh, you're obsessed. Yeah, every day this guy does something that people that we have to address because he's a psycho. So yeah, like when he's gone, less people will tune in. We'll have less to talk about, and we'll probably all feel a hell of a lot better because we won't have to cover this fucking maniac every day.
But then the thing is, will there be less to talk about, or will there be less things that are on the news that people that news stations will cover, and then less people will be inclined to tune in, which can somewhat be dangerous?
I don't know. I think that this is maybe the most involved people have been in politics in my entire life.
Yeah.
And you have half the country that literally everything they believe is fake. So I don't know. Maybe it's not a great thing for America that we talk about this so much. Maybe we should go back to the time where people let the people who cared about this talk about it and they listened, because there's too many people who are terribly informed.
No, I'm not saying that it is a bad thing to be informed, but can we say that can still be bad presidents and bad congressmen on both sides of the aisle, even after Trump, that can do bad things that the media won't push as much because Trump does like to talk a lot? And other presidents.
I would argue it's the opposite. I would argue that the stuff that they do doesn't get attention because Trump sucks up all the oxygen out of the room.
Yeah.
Like the entire GOP is filled with criminals. This entire administration is filled with criminals. And I do agree that Trump often distracts from that. Like the fact that we're not talking about the Epstein files, the fact that we're not talking about Tom Homan taking an open bribe, the fact that we're not talking about how they're like weaponizing the DOJ unjustly, meaning like they're going after people with literally no evidence. All because Trump got prosecuted. I agree. I think that we get distracted on the wrong things all the fucking time. But real quick, I also think that's uniquely a TikTok problem and uniquely like a panel problem, because if you're not informed, then you're never going to get to substance. So you're just going to stay on the surface and you're going to pick at each other back and forth and be like, and just play whataboutism, which is, I think, why people didn't like you for very long. Because every time we tried to have a substantive conversation, it was what about and just move to the next topic.
I mean, I was kind of annoyed too. I like that one, but I truly am starting to like understand things more and see things like kind of more clearly.
Well, do you see that you need to have compassion? Do you see that you need to have empathy?
I mean, I've understood that. I just didn't want to accept that.
All right, good. Well, good, man.
Like people, yes, I will truly admit, I saw politics as like a game, and I thought it was fun, because it felt like I was like on top, like better than someone because I was like a Republican. I don't know.
You like the attention?
Yes.
Yeah, you're lonely. It's fine, which we like a lot of us are.
No,
dude.
like I'm not lonely. Like
we're all a little lonely. If we're on TikTok, spending this much time here, we're all a little lonely. We can be honest.
Okay,
tap. There we go.
Yes.
I mean, do you want to know some of the reasons why people have an issue?
Jesus.
Sure, tell me.
How about your abortion stance?
I don't care about that anymore. Do what you want to do.
But I'm telling you why people have an issue with you.
Well, yes, I can understand that. Yes, I can understand that.
Okay, and so people saying that women shouldn't that they should give up their life. That should be a no question kind of a thing. I believe you said some racist things. I think there's some indication that you called Kamala Harris a monkey on lives.
I hope I would. So if I did, I'm deeply sorry for that.
You've made other racist comments. You've been pretty misogynistic, pretty bigoted, pretty hateful. So no grape exceptions for. I mean, you came in some pretty foul stuff. So that's why people don't want to let you up.
And I will admit, in that topic, I did not truly know everything or a lot. It was more just of what I saw from other people.
Well, so I mean, this is all the different things, and then I've also seen you weaponize autism in comment sections. Because
I don't know about that.
I've seen it myself. That if people didn't want to necessarily let you up, you said that it was because they were didn't like you because you were autistic.
Oh, I mean, if I've said that, that's horrible.
I don't say things that I haven't seen and I don't have evidence for. So
I mean, if I've ever said that, that is truly horrible.
You have seen it and I've seen it. You said it and I've seen it. So
and I won't say that again if I did.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just telling you why people have an issue and why people may have not been necessarily nice to you, and those are the reasons why.
I mean, I'm always willing to better myself.
Okay, the first thing you might want to do is own what you say, because like I said, I don't come up necessarily to call anybody out if I haven't seen it. So don't say I don't know if I did. You did. Own it.
Well, I did, and I'll do better.
All right.
But you'll have a great day.
All right. Bye.
See you, Ty.
Well, that was weird, but okay.
Yes.
The fuck was
There was somebody in the box. They just left.
Amanda's phone froze, I think, so she'll be right back. But
Okay.
yeah, so I mean that's the whole thing. I've seen it, and the whole gaslighting. I don't know if you said it. I don't know if I did. You totally did. So, but if you guys disagree with RTP and you haven't said awful shit in comments and pretend like you didn't, I won't come up and call you out. So, bye.
Bye. Thank you. And then everybody leaves. Terrific. Good. I definitely wanted to be left alone to speak after that. That's what I wanted to do. I was reading.
Well,
I was reading the receipts in the Discord. Whoa, you all right?
wow. No, I'm good. I was just fixing my load.
You're what?
That did not come out right. I was fixing that. Listen,
Okay.
I was. I'll just show you better than you know what I mean.
Dude, some of these things you can't show.
Okay. So no, I'm saying I was trying to fix my load. You know what I mean, like strapping and shit. You see what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm hauling this big ass machine.
Yeah.
So you.
Yeah, it just didn't sound. It didn't really sound like that's what you were saying.
Yeah, it did not. It did not. You know what I mean?
That's a big load, man. That's a real big load.
Yeah. Huh. Okay, then I'm just gonna go on mute.
What is that?
That is a steam. So it's basically controls the. God bless it. Oh, mother trucker. This machine hooks up to the power divider that hauls the train.
Yeah, I definitely know what that means. I'm very aware of all of those things. I don't know why I even asked the question.
Yeah.
Does anybody know if that person that's in the request is opposition?
I'm looking. Ross, I've never heard of this guy. I don't know who he is.
Admir doesn't know shit. I just asked him though.
But let's have Admir pronounce it though.
But the name?
Oh, it's gone now. Okay. Yeah. Rorschach. That's how you say
Rorschach.
that one. Yeah. We would have been here all night with that one.
Whatever. I don't care. He's gone anyways.
Twitter's getting wild tonight.
Wouldn't it be like Rorschach?
Rorschach. Is it Rorschach? Rorschach? I said Rorschach, didn't I?
Rorschach. There you go.
Nobody can. I speak a different dialect than all of you. I speak Utah. You can't judge.
What the hell is Utah?
It's people from Utah. Utah.
Oh, okay.
Just FYI, the comment section is making sure y'all strap up, all right? With this big load, apparently.
Well,
just letting y'all know.
Okay, great. My bad, I mispronounced it. But I wanted to. So I heard this weird thing, and I was going to ask you about it. Jim. Maybe you can. So, have you dug a little any as far as this kid goes in Utah? Have you dug into him at all?
I don't know. I don't know. I think so, but there might be stuff I haven't heard. I haven't dug in like Candace Owens, but I've read some stuff.
Yeah, that's. Oh shit! Yeah. No, I just with this, that they're talking about the engravement or the engraving that was done on the pew pew thing,
Uh-huh.
and I just can't find anything. The only thing that I was able to find is where the ATF and the FBI, caution people to even make those assertions as, they really didn't have any evidence. If you look at the arrest
Any evidence
affidavit
of what?
of the engravement that he's the one who did this, like, with the whole child bell or whatever the hell it is, and
No, don't remember
that,
his very real text messages that were sent out? Just so you know, I did these engravements. Ha ha ha. I will LOL if I see them on the television tonight, my darling.
yeah, or the vehicle. Oh, that's the one that threw me off. I don't know any 21-year-old who says vehicle.
The only thing is, like,
Oh, well,
he is
yeah.
from rural Utah, and if he's hanging out on, like, message boards, you may talk like that. Like, these guys love to pretend they're paramilitary. You see it with who's that, like, nerd group that runs around? The, like, Proud Boy Lights, Patriot Front. I guarantee they all talk like that. I guarantee they end, like, every sentence with over, and when they're done, over and out. Even the way that he, like, spoke to his partner, I could see, like, Mormons are just stunted sexually, and also like they don't know how to, like, show affection very well, especially at that age. So I could see him just, like, mirroring like old time speak, or it's the worst fake ever. It's one of those two things. Great. Yeah.
I actually say vehicle. I did a test. I went on my text messages and I wrote it out and it was in my history and I was like, oh, wow, okay.
I'm going to look to see if I say vehicle.
Yeah, I didn't think I did until I looked it up.
I can't even spell vehicle.
I did notice though, it was always after like having some drinks. I would say vehicle instead.
I don't have any. I have zero records of saying vehicle.
Oh, wow.
That was an odd noise you made to that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
God damn it,
wow. Yeah.
Sound like a toucan. All right. This might be an early night.
MAGA just don't want to talk to us anymore. That makes me sad. That really does.
I don't know if it's the worst thing right now that people take a little bit of a pause. I don't know that that's so bad. That people maybe don't talk for a little while, just chill the fuck out.
Yeah, sometimes that's okay. I just came up to call out someone on YouTube that's been having a lot to say.
Oh.
No one's reading. I'm reading the YouTube chat.
Oh.
But Parker on YouTube.
Hi, Parker.
If you want to debate Jay or you have opinions or whatever, come over to TikTok.
I love
request, you. Bring you right up. So we can do that.
Parker, I'm sure you're great. I'm sure you're a terrific guy. Come on over.
So.
All right. Well, if nobody else is going to come up, we can end it early. I don't mind that.
What like Parker, or is this just some Parker?
No. I'm watching because it's disturbing that there's people listening to him that believe what he's saying. You guys, all right, Parker. I'm just gonna.
Oh, did you get shit? What did he say?
Okay. No, he's just. Oh, good job, Danny. The reason why Charlie Kirk was unalived was because of that. Because of the things you say. So.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
So.
That's a weird one. Like that's why I think people are just. I have this. I wouldn't even say it's a theory, but like when cults start, like when it gets really, really obvious that like that they're either corrupt or that things aren't going well, they get more radical. This is what the Mormons did before they fled to Utah. This is like David Koresh. This is like Jim Jones. We're at the stage where people are so worked up into hysterics that they don't really understand even why they're that upset. they're just frustrated that you don't know why they're upset. And the reality is it's because like they've just been duped. They're just fed a steady diet of fear mongering, and it gets overwhelming. And I think that that's where like the country is right now. I think they're just overwhelmed. And if I was a Republican, I would feel overwhelmed right now. I feel overwhelmed every day when we finish the show. It's overwhelming. I think
it's a lot. I have everything go quiet. Like I don't want any noise after the end of the show because it's a lot. Admir, there's another message that came through on YouTube that said, Admir, come to Seattle. We have a burrito called a baby burrito because it's the size of an actual human baby.
Yeah, I know where that is. It's they call it a 7-pound
size. Admir, what this is.
No, so what they do, it's a 7-pound burrito. And if you can finish it, they do the same thing like they do down in Big Texan. If you can finish the 72-ounce steak, which I did in 47 minutes, you get it for free.
Kayla said he's like, yeah, I had twins there. You could eat 2 of those.
Well, it is a pretty big burrito. I ain't gonna lie.
Did you eat it?
Yeah. Well, I ate like 3/4 of it, and then I took it. And then I called my wife. I'll never forget it. I called my wife because I was picking up in Tacoma. Called my wife. I said, listen, this was the greatest burrito ever. And then I just had the rest like maybe an hour later. So I finished it,
You'll never forget calling your wife and telling her how great a 5-pound burrito you just ate was?
7 burrito.
Well, you hadn't eaten it all yet, so it was 5.
Well, yeah, that's true. 3/4. That's very true.
That's an incredible story. I bet she was so impressed.
Listening to
no, she hung up on me.
Gives me indigestion just hearing about the food that you eat.
What's your life insurance situation like, Admir?
So my wife took out a $2 million accidental, and then she took out a $1 million non-accidental.
You might want to up those numbers. Do they pay out better if it's earlier? Is there like a sliding scale that way?
No.
There's not?
No, unfortunately.
No. I mean, I do know about this topic. No, there's not.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what Ivory's talking about? That the roommate vanished? Oh, looks like there's someone here. Hello, friend.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Tommy, good evening. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing wonderful, man. Thank you for joining up. RTP and we host live up here, and we just kind of have a talk and debate. And do you mind me asking, who'd you vote for this last term?
Trump.
Beautiful. So it's very simple, man. You guys talk, me and Amanda going on mute. You guys can talk whatever. No over talking, no cursing, as best as you possibly can.
No cursing.
And whoever gets out of well, you know what I mean. Like, I don't want to hear cursing one another out.
Oh, okay.
I mean?
No, I can't. I won't use curse words.
Yeah. And so, you guys have fun and we'll go on mute. Fair enough?
All right.
What's up, Tommy?
All right. Go ahead.
Hey, man.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
What's on your mind?
I just don't think you guys have been having a legitimate discussion about what's going on about politics and all that.
Okay. What do you want? What should we talk about? Let's have a legitimate one.
I mean, you're the one that's hosting this. You should have an opinion right now.
Okay, I feel like I've shared a lot of opinions. Is there something specifically you want me to share my opinion on?
Not really. I mean, I don't even know you. I don't know how long this has been going on. I stumbled upon you on YouTube.
Okay.
I mean, I just started chatting in YouTube about 15 minutes ago.
Okay. I didn't see that chat. Was there something specifically I brought up that you disagreed with?
Not really. I mean, just general. I mean.
Okay.
Let's talk about Charlie Kirk. How do you feel about him?
Like, how did I feel about him in what way? Like,
about his opinions.
Oh, I thought he was terrible.
Okay. How do you feel about his assassination?
I don't think people should be assassinated for their political opinions.
That's fair. I respect that for sure.
Thanks.
All right. Tell me what you think is terrible about him.
I think that Charlie starts. I have the same problem with Charlie that I do with all ideologues. I think they start with their conclusion and work backwards, and it winds up with them taking stances on things that either target marginalized communities or make people feel othered, inciting online mobs to go at people and harass them. I just think that his rhetoric only aligns with like his narrow view of Christianity, and I don't really like that when people bring their religion or their ideology into politics in that way.
Well, I don't think I would consider. I'm not even religious. I don't even think I would consider Christianity as narrow. I mean, it's
no. I think his view of Christianity was very narrow.
I don't even know if I would agree with that. I mean, it's as far as I've seen, I'm not a huge Charlie Kirk guy, but I think his perspective of Christianity is pretty standard.
Okay, that's fine. I don't think that Christianity should be involved in the discussion with politics. I think that sets us down a really weird and dangerous path, and I think it allows Christians to not come to their opinions thoughtfully, but like again, they start with what they believe is wrong and they work backwards. And if you're dealing with somebody who starts with their opinion and works backwards, you're never really going to be able to find common ground. Charlie Kirk would talk about that, but like there was no common ground there. The common ground always had to be, well, I do think you're evil and shouldn't exist, but we can still be nice to each other. And I don't think that's a great common ground. I think that saying I'm a bigot and I'll never change is a dumb way to live your life, and I think it's harmful.
I don't think Charlie ever said you're evil and you should never exist. I don't think he's ever spoken negatively, like even a trans person when they had one-on-one conversations. I think he was like, I disagree with what's happening in your life, but I think your perspective is fine. You know what I mean?
You don't think Charlie Kirk called people evil?
I mean, I'm sure he did, but I don't think evil is such a derogatory title.
Well, if you're a Christian, there's this constant war between good and evil, and you are supposed to reject and resist everything evil, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're viewing somebody's existence as a member of the LGBTQ community or a trans person, and you are saying that person is evil, that is instructing those that believe like you to believe that this person is a threat to them, right?
I mean, okay, I'm not a huge Charlie Kirk guy.
This isn't a direct quote, just like in general. I'm not asking about Charlie Kirk, just in general. If you're saying that somebody's existence
I'm not
is
even
evil,
religious myself, but I
understand
I am
that.
a right person,
but the question I'm asking you is, if you are telling people that somebody's existence is evil, one, I would say that's like a textbook definition of bigotry, and two, I think it sets a stage where you never really can find commonplace or common ground, because just saying somebody's existence should not be reality. How do you argue with that?
I would never, myself, as a right person, a Trump voter, a Trump fanatic, I would never say somebody's existence is unwarranted. That's insane.
So do you think trans people should be able to identify by the pronouns that they choose?
Legally or just
sure, legally and on a social level?
I mean, legally, it's irrelevant to me. I couldn't care less, but...
Well, but Charlie Kirk had a different opinion than that, though, right? What was Charlie Kirk's opinion on that?
I don't know. I'm not a huge Charlie Kirk guy.
Yeah, he didn't believe that you could exist that way legally or publicly. Like if you were in school, that you couldn't make those decisions for yourself.
if you're in school, can you make any decisions for yourself?
Yeah.
Below college?
Yeah, all of your decisions. Every year in school.
According to the law, you really can't make any decisions to yourself.
What? Every year my teacher.
Below.
No, my teachers would always say, like, what's your name and do you have a different name you prefer to go by? Lots of people went by a preferred name.
A nickname is far different than chemically altering your body.
Well, we're not talking about, I said identifying, right? Just how you want to identify.
Okay. Sure, if you want to identify as whatever.
Okay, but you shouldn't be able to take any chemicals that like change genetically how you're developing. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know who Lionel Messi is?
Lionel Messi?
Yeah.
Like the soccer player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that he was born with a condition that required a bunch of hormone treatments, and he would have been about 5 feet tall had he not been?
Yeah, that's a birth condition, not a normal person.
What do you mean a normal person?
Deciding that they.
No, he could have decided to be 5 feet tall, but he was an excellent soccer player, so they wanted to make sure that he was big enough.
Well, okay.
So what's the difference? Wait, what's the difference?
He was born into a society that was willing to supply him with these things that gave him the height above 5 foot or whatever.
Actually, he wasn't. He wasn't. He was born in Argentina, and he had to go to Spain, and then that's when he was given this treatment because he was poor. But,
okay, so that still continues my point that he was in a society that he was allowed to do that.
Yeah, and I think that our society should be like that too. But unfortunately, we have people like Charlie Kirk who don't believe people have that right.
I don't think he ever argued the point that people shouldn't be able to fight against birth defects that keep you at 5 foot.
No, I'm talking about identifying how you want and making decisions that will alter your body while you're a child.
My point on transgenderism, this is my perspective. I don't know about anybody else, but once you're 18, do whatever you want to your body.
Why do you get an opinion on somebody else's body? Why is your opinion on what other people do with their bodies?
Because I'm American?
In America,
why does Charlie Kirk get an opinion? Why do you get an opinion?
Well, I don't think I have an opinion on what you get to do with your body. I don't think I should get an opinion on that. Do you think I should get an opinion on what you do with your body?
I mean, you're sitting here hosting. I mean, I'm not telling anybody what to do with their body. I just said once you're 18, you do whatever.
Yeah, but before you're 18, then you get a say. Then you get to have a say. You get a say in what?
Before you're 18, you can't smoke cigarettes. You can't drink alcohol. You can't buy weed at a dispensary. But you're saying you should be able to castrate hormonically, whatever. You should be able to.
I think before you're opposed to it, I think you should understand what it is. You seem to have trouble even explaining what this thing that you and Charlie Kirk were opposed to.
What are you talking about?
Well, you just said, I don't think kids should be able to chemically just change whatever. It seems like you don't really even know what trans kids are dealing with. Well, then why?
I'm an electrician. I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm not sitting here thinking about hormones all day. I don't know the.
So maybe you shouldn't have an opinion.
Verbology.
So maybe you shouldn't have an opinion,
I'm not a guy that
right?
sits on TikTok talking about this all day.
So maybe you shouldn't have an opinion on something until you understand it better, right?
Well, I'm a voter. I do have an opinion. That's the reality.
You get to vote on what people do with their body?
I get to vote on the president, who has control over policies that impact stuff like that. Yes.
Sure, but if you're voting for that president for these reasons, don't you think you should understand, one, what his policies were? Like, what were Donald Trump's policies when it came to trans children? What were the things he advocated for? What was he going to do?
What do you mean by trans children?
Children who are trans.
What is a trans child?
It's somebody under the age of 18 that is transgender.
Okay, so somebody that has decided to take chemicals to alter the body, or whatever.
We're running into another problem. I don't think you know what being transgender is. I honestly don't.
But I just want you to
why
tell me.
Why do you keep talking about?
Is it getting a surgery?
Why do you keep talking about chemicals then?
Because there's multiple layers of this. You know what I mean?
Hey, but you don't seem to understand any of those layers.
It's not just as a label.
Okay, so let's just say this. Should somebody be able to identify by whatever gender they choose, even if they're under 18? I think maybe Tommy got a phone call. Tommy?
Yeah, sorry about that.
You're good. Do you think
Did you hear me?
No, I didn't. When you if you go off screen, it pauses you. We can't hear you.
Okay.
So whatever, just repeat what you said.
I said, me personally, no, I don't care what somebody wants to call themselves, but as a grown man, as a grown person in society, I don't think it's smart to go around pretending you're something that's not.
Well,
and
how do you know if it's just real quick? One, you're not a trans person, right?
No.
So is it possible that your understanding stems from like your lack of experience, and that maybe perhaps if you were a trans person, your experience would be entirely different? The way that you viewed yourself, the way that you felt would be entirely different.
I can see what you're saying here, but let me offer you a different perspective.
But so, would you mind answering that question first, though?
Okay, go ahead. Say it again.
Never mind. Go ahead. I forgot the question.
So, at one point when I was younger, about 22 years old, I thought it was okay to be a drug addict. I thought it was okay to, live this scumbag lifestyle that wasn't functionable. You know what I mean?
Sure. Were you born a drug addict?
No.
Okay, but trans people are born trans. So this is obviously, you're talking about two very different things here. They do. They say that. They say that that's how they felt their entire life. You're talking about some choices that you're talking about some choices that you made. It's not who you are as a person. It's something you took into your body, and it chemically changes your body, and then you can get addicted to it. And we can have real conversations about that. But these people are people who this is how they felt their whole life, and this is the problem that we have. This is why transgender people feel right now that they are being attacked, because nobody seems to know what being transgender means. You all think that it's like this. Like if you just tomorrow were like, I'm a woman, that would be weird, because you have no feeling inside of you that you're a woman. You don't connect with that in any way. So for you, that's completely foreign. But the thing that we have to remember about human beings is we are all very, very different. We all experience life differently.
Yeah, for sure.
We're all wired differently. I have ADHD. Some people don't have ADHD. People that don't have it don't understand what it's like. And even when you explain it to people who don't have ADHD, they think they know what it's like, and they'll be like, "Oh, I have that too." And you're like, "No, I don't." Like, you don't really get it. Like, everybody does the stuff that ADHD people do, but not everybody has the same condition. And so when you're talking to a trans person, if you're not trans, you will never understand it like by feeling it. You'll never have that experience. We have to be able to tell all Americans that their lived experience is theirs, and we don't get to choose what their lived experience is. Because the same people telling trans people they can't exist are wearing a cross around their neck and choosing laws based on their religion. And they have
respond to that?
Hold on, just one quick. And they have no evidence that exists. So I think that if we just have to allow people to experience life the way that they do, and try not to make people's lives so fucking hard when they're different than us.
Okay, so I hear you. Yeah, sure. But when I was a kid, I was When I was a kid, I was molested, and now as an adult, I have these tendencies.
Real quick, just guys, trigger warning. This is when you're doing sensitive stuff like that. There's going to be people in here that have experienced that, and so just tread lightly with this topic, if you would.
Sure.
I don't mean to I don't mean to make you feel bad about sharing it, but
and please be careful with TikTok language.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm new to TikTok.
That's all right.
But, so from that, as a kid, now as an adult, I have these unusual tendencies that would be illegal. So should the rest of society allow my bad behavior because of what I experienced as a kid?
I think that shows a kind of a disgusting perspective of trans people. You've gone through an experience in like, hold on, just let me finish this because I'm going to try and word this carefully. But you've gone through a traumatic experience, and we have trauma responses to those things. But if you're talking about the like those types of things and the actions, you're talking about the actions on others. No, I don't think that society should throw you away because you went through that and because it is messed with your wishes as at this age. I don't think society should throw you away. But what you're talking about actually harms people. A trans person existing harms nobody. You keep comparing. You keep comparing somebody's existence to like experiences, and you have to understand you never had this experience. But this is why people get so upset about this topic. This is why people get very upset with Charlie Kirk and call him a bigot, because it's speaking about trans people in this way. You just compared a trans person to somebody who might abuse children. And if you don't see, and if you don't see,
I never said anything.
I know. I'm just saying, if you don't see how.
Children.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood what you're saying, but abuse.
You did.
Okay, abuse in general. But like trans people just exist, man. They just want to live. They want to be able to live the way that they feel. They're not hurting anybody. And the more that we demonize people, the more that trans people are going to feel like they have no options. And people that feel like they have no options sometimes react. And that's what we're seeing here. This person loved a trans person, allegedly, and reacted in this way. And the real solution is, yeah, I understand, but the real solution is stop going after trans people. But instead of having that discussion, I have a bunch of people saying, oh, no, it's because you called Trump a fascist, and that's why this happened.
It is.
Well, that doesn't make any sense, does it?
Hold up. Okay, let me respond to that. All right. Damn, all right. I lost my train of thought. But I don't think labeling anybody in a democratic system fascist is fine. I don't think that's fine.
Well, how did Hitler get into power?
By murdering people?
No, he was voted in.
No, he literally murdered people.
He did, but he was voted in, and then he was made chancellor through their democratic process.
So
that's like
so the Nazi Party started as a small party, which he gained power of.
Excuse me.
Okay.
All of the fascists that in modern history were originally elected democratically. All of them were.
What's a modern fascist? Name one.
I'm talking in the last in the last century. So Mussolini, Schmittler, what's his Viktor Orban, Benjamin Netanyahu,
Schmittler,
Donald Trump. These are all fascists.
Schmittler was given power. He wasn't voted into power.
Yes, he was. He was voted in, and then he was made chancellor by the people of Germany.
No, that's not how it works.
Listen, you got to go read a history book, man.
Man, I am German. I'm obsessed with Germany.
Well, fuck, I don't know what book. I don't know what book you're reading then, because he was definitely voted in. This is crazy. Yeah, dude, like I do think this is
not voted in.
All right, well, we may have to go to the next person. We can't disagree on this.
We can move on from Hitler back in 1942 and still talk about modern
Well, this was in the 30s when this all happened.
Tommy, I'm going to give you one last warning about your language, please, and thank you.
I don't know TikTok language. I'm sorry. I really don't.
Okay.
If you guys need to kick me
you've caught on
because
already about it. Okay. Thank you.
What? All right. Go ahead. Let me say this. I think trans people are irrelevant. I think they should be able to be whatever they want, exist however they want.
I agree.
I think that's fine after the age of 18. I don't think as a child you should be able to make.
All right, that's enough. All right, hey Amanda, do me a favor, kick him. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here, man. You're not going. You're not because you're not having a productive conversation. You
oh
keep
my god,
going
not
back
me
and
talking
forth.
while I'm fucking muted. Fuck.
Yeah.
What's not productive about this? I think it's
Have a good
productive.
night, man.
RTP.
You just have a good night, bro.
I got you, Admir.
Don't let this guy
Bye.
speak for you, RTP.
Oh no, dude! I think that you're just a bigot, and I actually think now I think you're playing dumb. But I don't give a fuck. Like if you don't think that kids who are trans have the right to exist as they are, like then you are a bigot. So what do you want me to say to that? You are, and I don't think you've shown that you know, and I don't think that you've shown enough to
continue your propaganda. That's fine.
This isn't what
I need to go to bed anyway.
All right.
Enjoy your propaganda, guys.
Yeah.
Peace.
See you, Tommy.
Good talk.
What's up, Matt?
Yeah, whatever, man. Have a good night.
Alrighty. Well, Matt was requested by the comment section, actually, by a couple people down there that wanted Matt back up to talk to you.
What's up, Matt?
Hello again, Jay, Amanda, Amir.
Howdy.
Good to see you again. Long time no see.
Yeah, we missed you.
I missed you guys too.
That's it. Did you want to jump in on any part of that conversation, or I don't remember where we left off.
Okay, so no, I mean, when we're talking about the trans, I have nothing to say because I don't feel like I can actually speak from my heart, with my heart to them, and be respected with my beliefs.
Why do you have beliefs about like what other people are allowed to be?
I don't have any beliefs about anything other people have to be, right? So they can so I believe in live and let live. Go live your life, you know. So, but here's where I have a problem. If I have to change my language and what I understand as my belief to accommodate someone else's belief, then I have a problem.
Why?
Well, because I don't want to be forced to believe something, just like I would not force my belief on someone else.
I say Merry Christmas. I don't believe in Jesus. They talk about the war on Christmas. They say the government can't take away the word Christmas. We do this all the time.
Happy Hanukkah. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't necessarily agree with that, right? So I don't think Christmas should be forced upon you, just like Hanukkah should not be forced upon me, or whatever.
Well,
right?
in what scenario would you be forced against your will to use somebody's pronouns?
Okay, so if I don't know your pronouns and I come across a person in reality and I see you as a person and I say, hey, sir, or hey, ma'am, and you all of a sudden get offended by that, I didn't know. I just went by my natural observation of life.
So what's the consequence?
So the consequence is I didn't mean to do that, and someone is now mad at me.
Well, people get mad at you. That's life. People get mad at you.
Right, but do you see my point though?
No.
No. Okay. So here's the thing, right? So they get up, and therefore I'm the bad person when I just walk through life, just trying to live life, and therefore now I'm like I didn't mean to mispronoun you. If you told me you are a roll of red tape, I will happily call you a roll of red tape.
Well, then that's perfect. I don't think most trans people, the first time somebody misgenders them, I don't think they nobody that I've ever been around gets upset about that. Of course, some people are. Some people wake up like ready to be offended. Doesn't matter who you are. There's people in this world spanning all identities, all political opinions. They just wake up to be offended. But like you're saying the right thing. I do think you and I actually agree. I agree with you that like if I misgender somebody and they get mad, I think that's silly, but they actually get to be mad. They're allowed to be mad. I shouldn't suffer any repercussions from that. If they're mad at me, it is what it is. That's fine. They can be mad. But I think where we run into a problem is when people say, you can't force me to speak your language. Okay, that's fine. Then don't talk to that person. But the problem we have is there's like harassment laws in this country. And you can't purposely misgender somebody. You can't purposely take a kid in school and call him a girl every single day and harass them. You'll get in trouble. But if you did it one time, nobody's going to get mad at you. And if they do, that sucks. Some people just get mad. That's life.
Right. And again, I would say that's conversely apparent. So if you come at me and say I'm speckled, right? You see that? Speckles.
Yeah,
if you call me
Tommy,
white,
I gotta drop you. Come right back up. You got a weird warning. Just come right back up. Jesus.
Tommy?
Yeah, it gave me a warning.
What do you get a warning for?
Wait, but that was math.
Oh, that said Tommy. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's right. That was for Tommy. It was just delayed. My bad. That makes more sense. Okay. Sorry, Matt.
I was like, what
confused.
the fuck?
It said for Tommy, though. Like, the message said for Tommy. He was reported.
No, seriously, I get dropped so often. Just like I just try to be like a decent human being, and the TikTok's like, no, stop it. Decent humanity, not acceptable on the platform.
Tommy made sense, actually. I think this is where I think this weird divide is happening in this country, is because I honestly think that most people think what you think. I think that we're all afraid to offend somebody, and that's uncomfortable, and we just have to work through that. But it is weird in this country how much we talk about trans people for how little it affects our lives. And I'm very concerned right now that we focus on Charlie Kirk, we focus on this like woke ideology and leftism, and we're just ignoring the fact that legitimately our government right now is doing an authoritarian takeover. They're just selling our entire country to billionaires. They're giving everything to the billionaires, and everybody's sitting here arguing about Charlie Kirk and trans people. And isn't that what you would want to do if you wanted to have a fascist takeover? Wouldn't you want to distract people talking about a bunch of shit that nobody's ever going to agree on?
I mean, yeah, if you look at the fascist playbook, that's exactly what they say, right? Marxist, Stalin, all those people said the exact same thing. Yes,
those weren't fascists. Just so we're clear. Marx was an author, but they would have been on the left. Yeah, it's different. It's authoritarian. It's authoritarian. You have to look at the right playbook. Like they are. Stalin was authoritarian, but it's left-wing authoritarianism. So fascism is a different word.
So who are the fascists that you're replying, or who are the fascists that you're equating to?
So so the original fascists were the fascisti from Italy, right? That was Mussolini's people. Mm-hmm. They were called that's where you get the name fascism. And then the definition of fascism is basically right-wing authoritarianism, and it usually involves a central figure, and then the ultra-nationalistic, militaristic, the combining of the church and the state, and then bringing in like the rich, the elites, and bringing them in, and then you control everything. You control religion, you control the wealthy, which the wealthy people have all the power, and then you have the government. And so that's how all of this usually happens, and it's a mixture between a prominent figure, the religious, and the rich. In general, and then you other people. So then you have to have like this common enemy, and it's a group of people. So depending on which country you're in, there's a group of people that get othered. In this country, that's going to be the woke left, the immigrants, and the LGBTQ community. Ironically, the exact same people that they went after in Germany. The woke left, the LGBTQ community, and then a group of people that were immigrants, or they viewed as immigrants.
Okay, I think you can apply that to a lot of different people throughout time, right? Just to come in on the what is it? The curtails, whatever, of Charlie Kirk. Could you say Winston Churchill was a fascist? Abraham Lincoln, was he a fascist?
No.
So you have the popular vote, and you're saying a lot of things, and I don't necessarily disagree with a lot of what you're saying, and I'm sorry I've had too many adult beverages.
That's all right.
Call me back late at night.
Let's leave that word out then, and let's just look at instead of comparing it historically, let's just look at what's happening to our country currently. For every state that's not a swing state or that has like a red or blue legislature, they're currently gerrymandering the opposition out of voting, right?
Okay, I'm sorry. Gerrymandering is like a democratic thing, right? So they've done that with more states. Illinois is a great example, or Illinois.
No, hear me out. I said both, right and left. We're doing this, right? So we see an example. Yeah. So that means in that way, the people are losing their voice. On top of that, you have an executive branch who is doing unprecedented things, calling for national emergencies consistently, threatening to send in the National Guard to these cities. Why are we threatening, do you think, to send in National Guard to these cities like Chicago? Why would we do that?
Well, Chicago is a very dangerous place.
Would you say that Chicago was more dangerous now or 10 years ago?
I mean, I don't have the data to support that, so I would say it's equally as dangerous.
Far less.
As would be Memphis.
Far less. Did you know that we are at historic? No. This country is at historic lows in violent crime.
Correct. I would agree.
And so is Chicago, and so is New York City, and so is Washington D.C., and so is Baltimore.
But that's not what the people are saying. So you have these statistics, and then the people in those cities are saying different things. So therefore,
well, let's just look at it. So these cities like Chicago,
okay, they've
looked at their crime rate, which has been falling for like 20 years. And the reason that it's been falling is because they're investing in more than just police work. They're investing in like community outreach. You have these communities who are said like, we're tired of the crime in our own communities, so we're going to build these structures. So one of the things they were talking about recently in Baltimore was they had this for people, young men who were arrested before they were 18. They were going to these programs, and then they would go into schools before kids got arrested, and they were teaching them about their rights, and they were teaching them about the importance of education and finances, and they were teaching them about the importance of like being a responsible parent if you have a kid. And you saw that this community involvement and the investment in these communities started bringing crime down. And we've seen like this precipitous drop. We had a small spike during COVID as people. Well, look, if you have a computer in front of you, just go look at a chart. Say violent crime rate Chicago by year, and you'll see that the violent crime rate has been dropping, and we are at historic lows.
Okay, but those historic lows are really, really high versus the national average. So when are we going to say that much is not okay?
Well, we're making it better. We're making incremental change every year. And what we know about every one of these communities, the more police presence that was there, it would squash crime initially, and then it took fathers out of homes, it took kids out of homes, it took moms out of homes, and it decimates these communities. And then the police leave, and the communities are left with nothing. And then all the violence comes back because now people not only do they not have like businesses in their community, but you have workers that can never find a decent job again because now they're convicted felons. And it's this cyclical cycle all the time. So the only way to fix that is actually to work within the community. And the Trump administration, through the One Big Beautiful Bill, is pulling funding for all of these programs. They're saying, you guys can't figure it out, so we're taking the funding and we're going to send in the National Guard. That never works. You can't find me an example ever in the world where like, unless you live in a total police state like Russia, where that type of police presence works. You have to do that forever. You can never give up on that.
Okay, but look at the statistics in Washington, D.C., where the crime was really high.
But at all-time lows.
But for D.C., but not nationally.
No, D.C. is at all-time lows.
Dude, I live in Virginia. I go to D.C. and Baltimore constantly.
That doesn't mean anything to me. Going there. Well, why would you going there override the statistics?
Because I see crime. I feel unsafe. Like when I go to Charlotte, North Carolina, I feel a little bit safer. When I go to
I bet Charlotte has a higher crime rate. Let's see.
Okay, please give me the FBI statistics of the cities. So I'm just saying that from my subjective experience in life. Okay, thank you. Subjective experience in life. I don't go to D.C. without a firearm. I'm not allowed to have a firearm. So I'm breaking the law as soon as I go into that city. And I'm going to say this on TikTok because I will not go there without a firearm.
Yeah, but don't you think that has something to do with the media coverage that you're watching?
No, I think it has to do with like living and driving through the ghetto.
You're driving through the ghetto of D.C. often.
No, I've been there.
What crimes have been committed against you?
None so far.
What crimes have you seen? What crimes have you seen?
Okay, well, look at this, right? I'm a giant white person, obviously redneck. Do you think a person is going to attack me?
Okay, so it seems like you're pretty safe. Seems like you're going through seems like you're spending a lot of time in the most dangerous neighborhoods and nothing ever happens to you and you're still convinced that you're in danger.
Okay, that's true. So I've been to Cartagena, Colombia. I've walked around. I've been to Baltimore. I've been to Memphis. I've been to St. Louis. I've been to Indy. Like I've been to all these places. I don't walk around in fear. because I have a little friend with me. So I'm not afraid. Not
yeah, but
everybody has
also
the same
nothing
right.
ever happens to you.
Could you just call me lucky, or could you just say that the other statistics of the things that happen to other people actually happen to other people?
No, I think that there's a organized and purposeful propaganda campaign orchestrated by Stephen Miller, who has a plan to take over the country. By the way, these are all written down. Project 2025 is a real thing. It's written down. They're doing it.
Okay, that aside,
I can't say that aside, because that's what they're doing. Project 2025 said they were going to target these cities, and they were going to declare states of emergency, and they were going to send in the National Guard. And they wrote this in 2023. How did they predict what the crime rates would be in 2025?
Well, you can look at a statistic and look at the increase, and you can look at the data.
But
I'm not saying that
we have a lower crime rate in 2025 than we did in 2023 when they wrote it. So it seems like no matter what happened to the crime rate, they were just going to do this.
Okay. Look, I don't think that anybody in the administration supported 2025.
Everyone, right? The entire administration did. They wrote it.
When they didn't write it. No,
yes, they did.
Else.
Russ Vogt. Russ Vogt. Do you know who Russ Vogt is? All right. Do you know who Tom Homan is?
Yes.
Okay. Tom Homan wrote the chapter in Project 2025 about mass deportations. He wrote it.
Okay. What's wrong?
You know who else wrote? You know who else wrote chapters in Project 2025? J.D. Vance.
Okay.
And Russ Vogt. And Brendan Carr, the FCC commissioner, who just threatened to take away ABC's license, which I wonder where I had read about that before it happened. Oh, yeah, in Project 2025, in the chapter that he wrote about the FCC in Project 2025.
Okay, none of these people that you've said have, okay, so let's go back to the Orange Man Bad. When did he ever endorse Project 2025?
He had Agenda 47 on his website, which was a carbon copy of Project 2025.
Okay. Can we move past that?
Because this is the problem.
Okay, I don't have enough facts to actually debate you on this. Okay, but I don't think any of that is true.
So you can fact check me later. But if it turned out to be true that the people who wrote Project 2025 and the positions that they wrote about, would you be surprised to know that the people who wrote those chapters almost exclusively occupy the role in this current administration that they wrote about?
Okay, give me the top 5 things about Project 2025 that you disagree with.
Well, one, the overall plan of Project 2025 is to end democracy and replace it with Christian nationalism.
Okay, well, defining Christian nationalism. So you like Christianity and you like your country. What is wrong with Christian nationalism?
This is what people do to fuck with you. You're like, oh, I'm a Christian and I like my country. But Christian nationalism is a real thing. Christian nationalism means that the Christian religion leads the country and that the laws reflect Christianity and that you lead and that the Bible becomes your guiding principle.
Okay, but is that not what we actually founded this country in? In God we trust. It's on the dollar bill, right?
Yeah, I think we put that in the 1950s. That was a bunch of Christian nationalists that added it later.
Sure, but why? I haven't heard you tell me why Christian nationalism is wrong, right? What in the Christian religion is bad?
Because I'm not a Christian. Because I'm not a Christian, and I have rights in this country. And the majority of people in this country the majority in the next few years will be non-Christian. So you don't see the problem with Christians using their book that they can't prove is real to rule?
They're not ruling with that, right?
That's what government. It's what they want to do.
Okay, I can't espouse on what they want to do. I'm just saying that
I can because I read Project 2025.
Okay, but we're spinning.
Because
what is inherently wrong with Christianity? Tell me that.
Well, even I have a lot of problems with Christianity. One, it's the book that you guys base it on is provably.
I'm not a Christian.
Okay, the book that they use is provably false. The book they use also has been used in the history of this country to justify every horrific thing that we've ever done, including burning women and calling them witches. Which, by the way, we have Megyn Kelly today talking about witches again and how we need to eliminate witches. We used Christianity as a reason to enslave people and keep people enslaved. having an ideology that nobody can understand and everybody can interpret however the fuck they want is not a good way to set a foundation for a country. Our founding fathers understood that. They understood that they all had different religious beliefs. And the only way to do this is to make sure that Congress shall make no law either abridging it or setting a national religion. That you are not supposed to have a national religion.
Sure. So when has Congress made a national religion?
They haven't. They're trying to do that now.
How and when?
What you do is what Project 2025 essentially is going to call for, and the plan is they want to end democracy by seizing all the power mechanisms.
Careful with that on the camera.
Sorry, my bad.
So they want to seize all the mechanisms, like specifically elections. They want to have elections to the point where they can control who's going to win and lose every single time. If they don't do that, there's two other parts of the plan that they haven't even released yet. And there's a new part of the plan called Project Esther that they just released. But for me, a non-Christian in this country, there should never be a discussion on if that religion should rule. Do you believe Sharia law should be allowed to rule here? Jesus.
Absolutely. No.
Okay, so why should Christian law be able to rule?
I don't support that either.
Okay, so then you agree with me. Christian nationalism is wrong.
I mean, well, okay, no.
Matt, it did give me a warning. Come right back up. It did. This time it was you. It's dumb. I don't know how. I guess you vaped maybe. I don't know. But just come right back up.
That one will do it. I tried.
I didn't see it. Is that what he did? He vaped?
Yeah.
That's dumb. All right. I don't see him.
You got a couple in queue, but I don't think that they're disagreeing with you.
Okay.
I don't think. You're more than welcome to check.
Did I see Holden and Tina Elkins? Did either one of them respond to you? I don't see Matt.
No, but his bio, I'm assuming.
Matt probably caught a ban, huh? He probably caught a restriction.
Did he?
Probably. It said I had to remove him. A lot of times that means... What? That's crazy.
Un momento. Ah, shit, I invited the fucking wrong person. Fuck me. God damn it.
Language. This is a Christian live.
No, Tommy, bye. Sorry. You were an accident.
You were an accident? That's gotta suck. Oh, my bad. You were an accident.
Abort mission.
Yeah.
All right.
I think they're all gone now, right? What time is it?
Matt was still here.
I think he's here, but if you can't invite him, he probably caught like a restriction. Is he in the chat?
I did abort Tommy. Thank you.
Because he was a mistake. Is that what he said?
The comment section is asking if I aborted him. I did.
No, there's Matt.
Pro-choice.
Matt has to accept it, so he's here now.
Okay.
I vaped on live. I'm so sorry. My freedom of speech is being...
Your freedom of vape. It's got restricted.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
I can't be addicted to nicotine while we save the crack-addled suburbs
well,
of
in
Memphis.
fairness, this channel isn't necessarily free speech because I take people's First Amendments away all the time, so it's not necessarily.
I hope that I've been respectful and that I like all of you people and my people, our people, the people, we the people. I'm sorry I vaped. I'm sorry I vaped on camera.
You're good. I wouldn't talk about it. All right, move on.
Matt, just real quick, bro. How deep are you? How many deep are you in, Matt?
Oh, dude, it's way. I'm way deep.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Admir, you're not one to talk. You're going to end this live curled up on the floor moaning. So we all know how this ends for you.
I'm still going to get up tomorrow and build some really cool stuff on construction. So, old school Gen X. Bang.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think about the Trump administration cutting deals for corporations and demanding in return a percentage of their company?
Ooh, I didn't know they were doing that. So you're saying that we're going to tax corporations on a private section, like outside the normal tax bracket?
No, we own 10% of their revenue now. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I have a hard. I think we need to reevaluate the tax code and maybe tax everybody fairly?
No, but how do you feel about Donald Trump taking 10% of Intel and 15% of NVIDIA and saying that I will give you exceptions of where you can export and only you two companies, but you're going to give the government 10% and 15% of your business?
I mean, does that help Americans or not?
Well, I mean, that's socialism, right?
Perhaps, yes.
Another thing that he had
not a fan.
Another thing though that he has in common with famous fascists, right? Taking the richest companies, the most valuable companies. Did you know how Donald Trump keeps talking about all these trillions of dollars in investment that are coming in?
Uh-huh.
Do you know where that money is going? Or where it's supposed to go? We haven't got most of it, but do you know where it's going? It's supposed to go?
So you're saying, or where are tax dollars going?
Not the tax dollars. So Trump keeps making these trade agreements, and part of the agreement is these countries say we're going to invest, $20 billion, $400 billion into the U.S. economy. Have you heard those deals? Mm-hmm. And he keeps touting that. Okay. Do you know who will control that money?
The U.S. government.
Who specifically?
The IRS.
Would you be surprised to know that it will go into a general fund that the executive branch will control, and they'll get to choose where that investment money goes, to which companies?
I would be surprised, yes.
Well, that's exactly what they're doing. It's called a sovereign wealth fund. They're copying what Saudi Arabia did. They're copying what Russia does. They're copying what all these countries do, and they're gonna give all these contracts to their friends. I think Elon Musk has close to like $1 trillion in contracts so far that he's got that he didn't have before. We're privatizing We're privatizing NASA. We're privatizing intelligence, and all of Trump's friends who helped get him elected, they're all getting these multi-billion-dollar contracts. And now one person in the executive branch is going to be able to control where that money goes. That doesn't sound very democratic or free.
Okay, I mean, of all the politicians that have ever been elected, I only know of one person that lost money after being elected, and that's President Trump.
Donald Trump has has made more money in this presidency than he's made the entire rest of his life combined. He's made almost, between 10 and $15 billion so far in 9 months. And his first time around, he didn't lose money. That's a lie that they told you. He made a fortune.
So how much are Democrats? So how much is Jasmine Crockett, for instance, like just specifically, how much money has she made since she's been here?
Well, you're looking at her trades, not that much, but Jasmine Crockett wouldn't be one to choose. If you wanted to look at somebody who's made a lot of money, you'd look at Nancy Pelosi, and you could look at maybe the stock trades. You would have to take everything Nancy Pelosi's made in her. I think she's been in Congress for 87 years, and then times that by about 100, and you're still short of what Donald Trump has made in the last 9 months. It's not even close. She's made hundreds of millions of dollars. He has made between 10 and $15 billion just this presidency, including $2 billion that came directly from the Qataris who funded 9/11 and murdered Jamal Khashoggi. $2 billion Trump's family has taken in from the Qataris since he's been president.
So hold on, you're saying that Qatar had something to do with 9/11? I had not heard that before.
Excuse me, the Saudis. What I said Qatar, didn't I? Saudis. Sorry.
You said Qataris. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's step back because I don't want to debate Orange Man bad or Orange Man good. Okay. So let's say all of the
people, he's bad. No. He's bad. He's the most corrupt human being ever to enter office. It's not close. He has made more money from the presidency than all other presidents combined times 100.
Okay, so does that erase all of the things that the Democrats have won since they come into office, right? All the money they made through all their dealings. So we have Orange Man bad.
Yep.
I may or may not disagree. So all of the Democrats that did the same thing that he did.
Nobody's ever done anything. Nobody's ever done anything like this ever.
Okay, they're all making
serious.
A lot of money.
No. But in different ways, right? They'll get it through insider trading. Donald Trump launched 2 Ponzi schemes 3 days and 2 days before he entered office, and he's made hundreds of millions of dollars taking foreign donations, funneling it through his Ponzi scheme. And again, his family's made hundreds of millions of dollars off of that. You have the $2 billion does come from the Qataris. I was mixing up the Saudis, but the $2 billion has come from the Qataris. We've had millions of dollars, probably hundreds of millions of dollars that have flown through his cryptocurrency scam. This man does not give. He has done absolutely nothing for you and for this country. Every economic indicator has gotten worse. The value has lost, or the dollar's lost 13% of its value since the beginning of the year. Inflation is rising. Home ownership is dropping. We've never been more at debt, and wealth inequality has never been higher. He's bleeding us dry.
Okay, I mean, we spent 4 years getting to this point where all of those things that you just said are absolutely true, and we got to here, and then you're saying, "Oh, it's all about this guy now moving forward." So, okay,
Yes.
Can we just agree? Okay, let's bring it back. So, is it you and I versus the government, or you and I versus each other?
It is all of us together, but in order for us to work together, we have to start treating Donald Trump less like a god and more like the absolute fucking criminal that he is. We have to come together on this part. Donald Trump is the problem, like no president has ever been before. Like, you keep wanting to whataboutism this, but all of the things that he's doing have literally never happened. Do you remember another president threatening to send in the National Guard to cities? Oh, like just to take over the cities? Has that ever happened?
Well, I don't seem to see the problem with.
I'm just asking you if you. I'm asking if you remember it ever happening.
No, I have not. I have not ever seen that happen before. It's unprecedented.
Okay,
it's constitutionally protected in DC, and DC has become a safer city since then. So, what is the problem? Why do you hate crime so much? Why do you want to promote that?
I don't. I liked what DC was doing. They were dropping the crime rate. They were doing a good job.
But no, DC was never safe. It's now safer.
And who says who? Wait, says who?
Says the people of DC.
No, just look at the stats.
I am looking at the stats.
What do the stats say? How much safer is it?
Wait, I don't know. I have to go back and look at that. But I'm telling you, you could walk in DC right now and be safe. You can go to like Union Station and be safer. You couldn't do that before.
You could. Everybody was doing it.
No, you could.
What? There was nobody using Union Station. No. It was just empty.
No, there were people getting mugged and robbed all the time. Look, there are carjackings and bullets firing.
There's still.
All the
guess
time
what? There still are. There still are. Okay, they were. No. So we had multiple days. Like Trump was bragging. He said we had 14 days without a shooting in DC, and he's like that hasn't happened all year. That had happened like 10 times this year already. He lied. Listen, Matt, I don't know how to tell you this. He lies about every single thing. And if you stop like trying to do this both sides shit and just listen to what he's honestly doing and don't be so fucking prideful, you might see that what we're doing right now doesn't benefit you one fucking bit. It only benefits the rich and it benefits him. You're being sold out, dude.
I would say the same about you.
Yep,
I'm sorry.
You don't know. But you would say that, but you don't know how to explain it. I'm explaining it to you.
No, I'm telling you that DC is a safer place because of the National Guard.
Even if it was, it doesn't fucking matter. Do you want the National Guard in every city? Do you want to live in a police state?
No, I just told you that DC is it's constitutionally defended by the National Guard, right? So DC is a special place.
Hold on. Can I ask you a question? Then?
DC is a very unique place.
Great. Then why didn't Trump send in the National Guard on January 6th?
He tried, but Nancy Pelosi said no.
You think Nancy Pelosi could tell the president no?
He wasn't the president. He was the outgoing.
He was the president. Biden. No, he was the president.
He said peacefully.
No. Wait, no. Matt,
this is debunked, bro.
Matt, why didn't he call in the National Guard?
He couldn't. He was no longer the president.
He was, brother, that was January 6th. Biden took over like January 20th. He was still the president. Why didn't he send in the National Guard, Matt?
He tried. Nancy Pelosi said no.
How would that work? He's the commander-in-chief. Excuse me, you think the Speaker of the House can tell the president, no, you're not in charge of the DC National Guard?
Yeah, I mean, go look it up. I mean, I did the videos. Matt, I've seen the people. So he said peaceful.
Matt.
He said peaceful.
Matt.
Nancy Pelosi said no.
Matt, who does the DC Guard, National Guard report to?
It would be the president.
No. Try again.
I don't know then.
The Secretary of the Army, right?
Which was who?
At that point, we had an acting Secretary of the Army, which I think was might have been Ryan Miller, and they report Ryan, not Miller, Ryan something. And who does the Secretary McCarthy? His name's Ryan McCarthy. And who does the Secretary of the Army report to?
Don't know.
The Secretary of Defense, which was Christopher Miller. And who does Christopher Miller, the Secretary of Defense, report to?
I don't know.
The President of the United States. Now, in order for the President of the United States not to be the Commander-in-Chief, what has to happen? He has to be incapacitated, right? He has to be not able to function as Commander-in-Chief, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then who becomes the Commander-in-Chief?
Secretary of State.
The Vice President.
My bad.
Okay, then who's next?
The Secretary of State.
Wrong. The Speaker of the House. So you're telling me that Donald Trump, who was fully able to be the Commander-in-Chief, was told no by the third in line Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi? That's what you think happened?
I guess so.
Yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense, right?
No.
No. So maybe Donald Trump should have called in the National Guard and he didn't, and he just lies to you guys, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Because he's clearly able to control the National Guard in D.C., right?
Sure.
Yeah, nobody could tell him no. The mayor said no, right?
I mean, you got me.
And he sent him in anyways.
I can't argue. So, yeah, sure. I like your narrative.
Donald Trump
is...
Yeah. You have to open your eyes to the possibility that Donald Trump is everything we say he is, a complete and total liar. He lies about everything, and he does want to take over this country, and he does want to end democracy, and so does everybody around him.
Okay.
What do we do? How do we convince you guys to start standing up to Donald Trump?
I mean, you're not going to be able to.
That's a problem, isn't it?
You're gonna have to vote.
That's kind of a problem. Well, what if we can't vote, Matt? Then what?
Well, then you've been outvoted.
We've been outvoted. So if he just takes over and we never have elections again, it is what it is.
No, I don't think that's ever going to happen. That's a stretch. But if we're voting, like the voting is a preamble to democracy, a Republican.
Are there democracies that have elections, but those elections aren't real? Like that they're just completely rigged?
Yeah, Venezuela's a great one.
Venezuela's not. Venezuela is actually a bad example for that. Russia would be a great example.
Ukraine also great.
Ukraine would also be a bad example of that. Russia would be a great example.
Okay, give me a better example.
Russia's the best example.
When did Russia ever become democratic?
They have elections, dude. They just rig them. And they kill their political opponents. So it looks like democracy.
So how are you equating Russia and America?
Well, the way that Russia
elections.
So the way that Russia seized all this power, the way that Vladimir Putin seized all this power, this might sound familiar to you. He got the churches and he got the religious people behind him. And then he took all the richest people who actually had all the power, and he got them with him, and he started controlling where the money went. And he told the churches, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. And then slowly they eroded the protections from the elections. They went in and they did the same type of stuff that we do here, where you took swatches of opposition votes and you basically eliminated their ability to vote. Like in Texas, if you're a Democrat, your vote doesn't count anymore. In California, if you're a Republican, your vote won't count anymore. Right? If they pass that. But in Texas right now, if you're a Democrat, your vote basically doesn't count anymore for any of your elected representatives. And all you have to do now is if you can get control of the state election boards, which every Republican in this country is willing to apparently do whatever Donald Trump asks them to do. So if they control these election boards, and then you can rig every single election from now on, and on its face, it'll look like a democracy, but you'll never lose power. That's the plan of Project 2025, by the way.
I mean, if we could only import 10 million different voters.
No, you just get rid of the votes that you don't like.
Oh, okay.
That's the plan.
Fair. Well, I mean, I wish you guys the best of luck, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know why wouldn't you fight against that? Why would you just cuck over like that and be like, oh, that sounds good. I'll just live in this world now with a dictator. Would you want to live in Russia?
Dictator? No, of course not. I just think that you're wrong. So I mean, I have my thoughts, and you have your thoughts, and I disagree.
Yeah, but why are you so married to? Why are you so married to your thoughts when you can't defend them? Why you can't argue anything that I'm saying? Why are you so married to your opinion right now?
Well, you spent off like 18 different thoughts, man. Which one would you like me to specifically? Oh,
we just had a really good we just walked through step by step how the National Guard works, and you agreed with me that Donald Trump lied and that he does have control of the National Guard, and he should have on January 6th.
I mean, you got me. You win. Good job. I'm sorry.
I don't want to win. I want to know legitimately. I want to know what it's going to take for you guys to recognize what's happening and stand up against it.
I don't know what to tell you.
I mean,
I don't know.
Isn't that how every atrocity happens? A bunch of apathetic people. Like that's what happened in Germany. They just started watching people be rounded up, and they're like, "That's fine." Only 2% of Americans owned slaves, but everybody was kind of okay with it, right?
I mean,
Super Charles.
Do you believe those
Super Charles sent a kick for Matt.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm tired.
Hold on, real quick.
You can take a lap. Charles.
Damn. I wanted to ask him a question.
Sorry, Charles sent it. Next guest.
Oh, God. What is that, Dr. Sober?
Yeah, Dr. Soberdoge. What's up?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How's it going?
Good. Who'd you vote for?
I voted for Trump.
Wonderful. I'm sure you've been in the comments and you see how this works. So no need for me to kind of give you this spiel. Just pick a topic and whatever you want to talk. RTP is willing to talk and go from there. Fair enough?
Yeah, that works.
What's up, man?
All right, man. Enjoy.
What's up, dude? We've actually talked before. It's been a while, though. It was like before the election.
Okay. Well, good to talk to you again.
Yeah. So I guess kind of going off of what you just talked about with that other guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll admit there is a large group of, you guys call them MAGA. I mean, I call them just brainwashed idiots.
Okay.
That are going to go along with whatever Trump says because of, I don't know. In my opinion, I think that they feel like they didn't have any power for a long time, and now they've gotten a taste of what it feels like to have some power, and they just want to dunk all over people. Like that's what they're kind of feeding off of. So, I mean, I think we have some disagreements on probably policy stuff. I mean, I'm not necessarily a Republican, but I am more on, I guess I put it this way. In theory, I'm more of an anarcho-capitalist, but in practice, I'm more of a libertarian because I don't think anarcho-capitalism would ever work, and it'd probably be bad for a lot of people.
Seems like as a libertarian, like the biggest threat to you and even an anarcho-capitalist seems like Donald Trump is the single biggest threat to your ideology.
Well, he's proving that step by step. I mean, there was some things that a lot of the people that are close to my ideology thought he was going to do differently, and it seems like what I wanted to talk about was that there's not everybody that's MAGA voted for Trump is just going to lemming off the cliff with him, with his ideology or with what he's doing. There's a lot of us that are very unhappy, and we are, I wouldn't say like regretting what our vote, but it's just kind of like this isn't anything close to what he said he was going to do at all, so
why wouldn't that make you regret your vote?
Because I don't know. I don't necessarily think that it was that we did anything in like bad faith. It's like not like we weren't trying to hurt other people or other countries or the people that disagree with us with the why we voted for him. We just had some, ideas of what we thought he was saying and what we thought he was going to do, and it didn't happen. and it's not happening. It's opposite of that, and it's a lot worse than what we thought. It's like now that he doesn't have to worry about getting reelected, he doesn't have to do anything like what he said he was going to do. So
yeah, but I'm just like if you're saying that all this stuff, like that's a weird thing to say. Like you're saying that it looks like he's doing. I don't know if you maybe you wouldn't say fascism, but doing things that you don't like. That seems like if I were you, I'd be like, oh, I regret that vote.
Well, I would rather instead of. I guess it's just my mentality is like regretting isn't going to fix it. So like what you were saying, like what are we going to do to come together to deal with it? It's like this might be that time where there could be a coming together of people that have disagreed for a long time on a lot of issues, and when we all realize that this is the you would call you say that like he's a fascist, and I think I agree, but for different reasons than what you think he's a fascist in the first place. So it's like,
what do you think
what you were talking about, what he's doing with I forget the name of the company, but that we own a stake in it.
Intel.
And Intel, what he's doing with the sovereign wealth fund.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things to me are inherently the most fascist things that you could ever do.
I agree.
And then like he's also, what I'm very much like non-aggression principle. That's like the core of my whole belief of political ideology, and the fact that he's assisting in the genocide. Can I say that word? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I say it all the time.
Okay, in what's happening in Gaza, he's also perpetuating more. Instead of trying to build peace in all these conflicts, it seems like he just gives it lip service and then does whatever.
So why do you think
whoever his overlords are?
So why do you think we're so slow then to like? It just seems to me like we're far past the time when we should all be loudly speaking up. To a lot of us over here, it just feels like what the fuck is it going to take? Like at what point are we going to have people start taking this seriously?
I think a lot of us that voted for Trump were like waiting, like, hey, man, when are you going to do the things you said you're going to do? Hoping that it would work, that he would make the government smaller, cut the spending, all this kind of stuff that he said, and they just continually never do that, ever.
That's what I'm saying. Like I understand what you're saying. I agree. I'm just like,
it's so
why are we all
frustrating?
Why are we all still walking around pretending like this isn't just like fascism? That we're just not doing like that. This isn't a hostile takeover and an attempt to end democracy. I don't get it. Like we've spent the last week talking about Charlie Kirk. We can't get anybody to even engage in this conversation. I think we need the libertarians to like show up in a big way here. And we need them to go because they have more credibility with the right than we do. I'm not going to have that much credibility with the right. None of us are. They view us as the enemy.
Dude,
we need libertarians and Republicans to like go.
I am now, dude. You want to know how many times I've been called a liberal or like a communist because I'll just say, "Hey, man, Trump is doing this and this is bad," in like a right-wing live, and I just get. Like it's worse than, I don't know. There are some left-wing lives where there's people that are just attack you if you don't have their same ideology.
For sure.
I've seen that.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's some where you can actually go in and debate some topics, and the MAGA lives are turning into the same as those crazy left-wing lives where it's like, hey man, I don't like this one thing, and it's like now I'm Stalin. Like it's so
it just
crazy.
seems like a lot of people are just apathetic. Like people are watching this happening and they're just like, oh, it'll probably go away. We'll just ignore it. Like we become so lazy and so willing to engage in pointless conversations. That's what I'm just saying. Like, we need you guys. Like, we need the libertarians and we need the non-MAGA right to start talking. And if we don't, like, it gets to a point where you can't reverse it. And we're getting close to that, like, you can't reverse it. I don't think anybody in this country honestly believes that Donald Trump wouldn't turn the military on its own people. I don't think anybody believes that. Even I don't think the Republicans believe that. I think they would celebrate it. And the more we allow this to, like, be an idea that's floated that isn't met with, like, harsh rebuke and harsh criticism, the more likely we are to just let it happen. And I think that, you know, for somebody who looks like me, it's going to be very easy for a lot of people who look like me to just be like, yeah, it's not really going to hurt me, so I'll just shut the fuck up. I don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah, I think that what's happening. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Normally I try not to, but I do have it's a two-part question because I keep hearing you. And so when you say that you're going to right-leaning lives, and if you disagree with him, you know, they kind of shun you out and all that. And so am I wrong to say when I always say that is a cult? Isn't that kind of like the definition of a cult?
Let me think for just a second here. It's close to a cult. I would say I think that what they are is I think they're gang mentality, so mob mentalityed up. I think that's what they are. They're, you know, they have one person giving them the idea, and then they all just like, yes, that idea, yes. Anybody that's not that, you know, not you're one of us. So maybe if that's what your idea of a cult is, then it's close to that. But I don't think that people are brainwashed. I think they're just like, they want to be a part of a winning team so bad that they're going to just overlook the negative, you know. And I think that kind of went on the left for a little bit too. I mean, not everybody, but like there are some people that were just like, I want to be a part of something, and I can be a part of this. If I believe what everybody else believes, I can be a part of the thing. I think that the right is starting to experience that mentality. I can't hear you,
I will
dude.
disagree. Yeah, no. I will disagree with you because if I pull up the exact definition of a cult, it's exactly what you have been talking about. But we'll move on.
Well, I would just say, like,
question,
oh, go ahead. Sorry, I forgot it was a two-parter. Go ahead.
No. I just wanted to find out what exactly. Where's your line? Like, what would be your line where you say, you know what, F Trump, I'm done? Is there a line that you would say, okay, I'm done?
Yeah, he already crossed that for me. I mean, it was what we did to Iran. It was the stuff with Intel, the stuff with the Sovereign Welfare Fund. It was not releasing the Epstein files. It was continually just kind of nothing changing when it comes to the fiscal part of what they had talked about. The financial conservatism is dead. Like it doesn't exist. It's just.
But you still. But I mean, see, when people ask me that same thing, I said it. I grabbed my vote. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but do you not, or do you still go along with your vote? Do you not regret your vote at all?
I don't know, man. That what about the what ifism? I don't. You know, what would have happened if Kamala had won? You know, like I don't.
But I mean, this has nothing to do with what about it.
Well, hold on. Let's just go down that road. Would we have a sovereign wealth fund? Do you think?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know what would have happened. So that's why it's like, for me to regret it, I would have to know exactly what would happen the other way.
Well, one of them had a written down plan to do this, and the other one didn't. Right? I think we can. One of them was the vice president, and said we wouldn't do anything different than the previous administration. No president's ever had a sovereign wealth fund. I mean, I think you wouldn't be arguing like fiscal conservatism. Like fiscally, Democrats have shown that they're more fiscally responsible than Republicans. I could see from your point of view as a libertarian, and even for me as somebody who doesn't like the status quo of how the Democrats kind of have run things. I would trade the status quo in a second for this. In a heartbeat. I would go back to any other president.
So okay, from a strictly economic point of view, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are still technically under the exact same tax system that was under Biden because they've just continued it on.
Right.
So
but deficit spending,
economic sense.
But deficit spending reversed under Democrats, even though we had the same tax policy, which means we were fiscally more responsible. And Donald Trump accelerates that. So even though the tax policy is the same, the rest of the policies tend to accelerate the
that's what
deficit spending.
He's not doing what he said he was going to do. Right. He's not doing what he said he was going to do. So that's where we're at. It's like he hasn't,
because he doesn't do that, because Republicans don't do that. Republicans never. So that's what I'm saying. So why would going back to trending in the right direction when it comes to deficit spending not be a better situation than we're at right now?
You're right. I mean, it's like I said, it just didn't happen the way that we all thought it was going to happen. So
can I ask you why you thought it would happen? Like what part of the Republicans' history and specifically Donald Trump's history made you think that he was suddenly going to be fiscally responsible after his first 4 years?
The first part of his first 4 years had a different taste than the last year.
It had a different taste, but he accelerated deficit spending.
Technically, yes. So what we thought was going to happen was a radical shift in the way that all Republicans were going to look at economics when it comes to.
But why did you think that?
We thought that because he wasn't going to have to run for re-election, so he wasn't going to have to pander to the people that give him money that helped him get elected.
Yeah, but he ran on tax cuts. So you saw what his tax cuts did before. They accelerated.
We thought that there was also going to be we also thought there was going to be a drastic reduction in spending as well. So with the tax cuts.
Why did you think that?
Because that's what we all were sold.
But he said that the first time, and
that's why a lot of us voted for him.
But he said that the first time.
No, I know the first time he didn't.
Do you see? Like, this is what's crazy. Like Donald Trump.
At the end of his,
Donald Trump is treated like. Here's my guess, and I don't mean to because this is very fucking confusing. My guess is that your social views tend to line up with conservatives, and that's probably what you voted on. I don't buy that anybody voted for Donald Trump because of fiscal policy, because I've never heard anybody be able to articulate how his fiscal policy would actually benefit anybody. There's no economist who analyzed his plan and said this is going to work. There were no projected spending cuts. I think that most people voted for him because of the way that he demonized immigrants and the way that he went after trans people. And I just think that that's reality. I don't think anybody gives a flying fuck about fiscal policy.
That's where you would be wrong. My views on social issues is that the government should really have no say in any of it. People should be able to do what they want, and anybody that tries to take away your liberty that's the opposite of what America should be.
So you voted for a guy that said he was going to do that. You voted for a guy with a fiscal track record of not being fiscally responsible. You disagreed with his social stances, which would take away the rights of people. You know what I mean? Like, this is pro-life? I think that's why people start saying, like, it seems like people just didn't vote for Kamala because she was a black woman. Because, like, that's why people come to this conclusion. Because none of this makes any fucking sense. It makes no sense that you voted for him. I can't figure it out.
Okay, I was trying to explain it. Okay, so
go ahead. Sorry.
At the end of his first 4 years, we had, C-19 happen, and there was the craziest economic policies were implemented. So by
him
and his government. Yes.
Yeah.
And so what we thought, and there was a gamble in this thought for sure. We definitely lost the house on this, and maybe the country. But was what we thought was there was going to be the tax cuts that would possibly generate more revenue by having more business and more capital flow.
Why did you think that would work? That's never worked. It never works. Every tax cut has added. Like,
I understand.
Like 60%, I think, of
our
debt.
Trying to tell you why.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So you mix that with the promise of reduced spending, and that equals the possibility of slowing the debt train down. That is what most people that view these issues the way I view them thought about this.
Yeah, but okay? I'm asking why. Like, why would you think that? Why would you think a Republican is ever going to do that? They never do it, and this exact Republican didn't do that the first time. It's crazy. Like, Kamala's policies were fiscally more responsible. She would have increased taxes on rich people, which would have been deficit reducing, and she talked about spending cuts. So her policy, every single economist that looked at the two policies, almost everyone, even across the right, they all said that Trump's policies would explode the deficit, and that hers would be fiscally more responsible. I'm just saying this is why people get to that conclusion, that it seems like people just don't want to vote for Democrats, or maybe they don't want to vote for a woman. I don't know what it is, but like everything that you say you care about, you knew the answers before you voted, and you still voted in the opposite direction.
Well, no, I just don't. I think that raising taxes on the rich would actually hurt business owners and
why do you think that?
Slow down the economy.
Why do you think that?
Because, well, the people that have the money want to make more money, and if they're not making money, they're not going to run their businesses.
Then why did we have businesses when taxes were much higher?
The taxes would not have ever been much higher than what Kamala was wanting to put them at.
No. Previously, when we had a top marginal tax, or we had a top tax rate of 90%, people were paying well over a 50% effective rate, somewhere in the 60s. And that was we saw a massive expansion of the middle class, the greatest expansion of the middle class we've ever seen, and that was ended when did the middle class lose its power? Reagan. The introduction of trickle-down economics. Why would we think that if we give rich people more money, that they'll give more of that money back? Capitalism is about acquiring as much wealth as you can. So you tell all these people whose goal is to get as much money as they can, you're like, we'll just trust you to do the right thing with all this money. Of course that doesn't work. It's never worked. We have 50 years of data on trickle-down economics. It's an embarrassing failure.
I think that when there's, now we're going to get into, what kind of economic system do we actually have? You know what I mean? Like, it's not a full-on capitalist economy. It's a modified. There are too many regulations when it comes to what happens.
Come on. There's not enough regulation. This is crazy. Deregulation is how the consolidation. I want to talk
about this.
That's crazy. Deregulation is why we have this consolidation of wealth at the top. Like, everything you say is just like a talking point that there's no data to back up. That's my problem with Republicans in general with fiscal policy, and why it's hard to have a conversation, because their entire fiscal policy is a fucking fairy tale that isn't backed by any sort of data ever, historical or otherwise. It is literally the blowhardedness of Art Laffer being like, the Laffer curve is a real thing, and it's not. It's been proven over and over that it is not correct. Every country that is growing faster than we are right now. Look at China. What did they do? They tax their people at a higher rate. They reinvest in their economy. They get a return on investment from their economy, and they provide people with basically a baseline. They give them health care, and they're accelerating past us. We're led by the least I guess I don't want to say least educated, but we are like the Republican Party is just run by a bunch of billionaires lying to people about how much money eventually they'll trickle down. But before they can trickle it down, we just have to make sure we're not taxing them. But it's coming. It'll trickle down eventually. And we now have wealth inequality that is at the same levels as we had during the Gilded Age. And at the end of the Gilded Age, you had basically revolts. That's where we're at now. We're at the point where like millions of Americans can't afford to buy groceries, or hundreds of thousands probably. Yeah, probably millions. And then we have people who have more money than they can ever spend. They can literally buy like their own countries.
I understand. And like I was trying to explain to you. So what I thought was going to happen was something like what's happened in Argentina. That's what we expected, something radical and drastic to deal with the deficit right off the bat. That's what we had expected to happen. That's what we thought Trump was talking about. Didn't
we just bail out Argentina with $20 billion? We just gave them $20 billion to bail them out. That's what you wanted? You wanted a country that was on the verge of insolvency that had to be bailed out? Who the fuck's going to bail us out?
So the policies that they implemented was a radical cut in their government that changed how much spending they were doing,
and we just had
they were able to
bail them out.
Their hyperinflation.
We just had to give them $20 billion today. We gave them $20 billion. This shit never works. Trickle-down economics is for a fucking lifetime. Massive deregulation with a population of 350 million people, where we already have a very imbalanced distribution of wealth. Deregulation now, all it does is accelerates the wealth of the wealthy and accelerates the decline of the middle class. There is literally there is no mathematical equation that you can put in there. There's no example that you can point to where this type of policy works. It doesn't fucking work because people are inherently selfish. So giving rich people control of the money and control of everybody else's finances by trickling down literally the least amount they possibly can, that will never fucking work. It's crazy. And it's not a regulation problem. It's a lack of regulation.
I understand what you're saying. There is different schools of thought on this, on economics.
Yeah, okay? and this one's wrong though. But this one's wrong. I get it.
I mean, you're entitled to that opinion.
Well, give me an example of a time it worked.
I didn't come up here to debate economics. I even said at the beginning of this, I don't really want to talk about this.
Okay, but can you give me an example of a time it worked?
There are people that voted for Trump that feel the way you feel about that he's effing the country over. Okay, that's what I was trying to say.
No, right? I heard all of that, and I'm not
believe what I believe when it comes to economics.
Listen,
man.
Dude, I'm just telling you, I'm here for like impactful, real conversations. I'm not really interested in saying like there are some people who are disappointed. I think that we have to have these conversations, and you have to be put in an uncomfortable position, in a position where I'm going to ask you a lot of questions before you're going to change your mind. What you're feeling right now is the uncomfortability of the reality that these things that libertarians sometimes talk about and anarcho-capitalists and Republican economics, they're all pipe dreams. They don't work. They only make sense when you don't apply them in real life, because people are inherently selfish. If the government doesn't regulate and if the government doesn't control in some aspects how the currency is distributed, then a few people will wind up with all of the wealth. That's all I'm trying to say is like there's a history of this. In the history of the world, this never works. There's a reason other countries aren't copying us, except for Milei, who, by the way, is a fucking psychopath. That is not a normal person. That is not an intelligent person. Look at this fucking guy. How come all the beacons of like free market capitalism all dress in costumes? They all look like clowns. Donald Trump's painting his face. You have fucking Boris Johnson over there. Every one of them looks like a psycho. He brought a golden fucking chainsaw and gave it to Elon, and they went, these, like, why are we listening to these people? And then we just bailed out Argentina. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He was wrong. But the reality is there's a bunch of people with a lot of money in this country who want this to happen because that means they get more money and they pay Donald Trump and all the Republicans to sell you on this pipe dream. And people in America just keep buying it. We have to be the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. We've been sold a shitty bill of goods for 50 plus years about trickle-down economics. And somehow we still have close elections where they're like, nah, this time it's going to fucking work. Every other time it's just spun us around and fucked us in the ass. But this time, this is the time it's going to work. It doesn't work. It's so. Yeah. I was a libertarian too. I was a Republican.
Because we were expecting a cutting in the spending too, not just a tax cut. Okay, that's what we expected. That's what we thought was going to be different this time. So that's what I'm telling you. Okay, I agree. If it's just tax cuts, all it does is make the deficit worse. 100%. There's no argument there. That's what it does. If you also cut spending, there's a possibility that things could change.
I agree.
Didn't happen.
I agree, but what I guess the point that I'm trying to get at is like, at what point are Republicans and libertarians going to go, you know what? They've told us this every year for 50 fucking years, and it never fucking happens. So let's not vote for it anymore.
Yeah, no, libertarian. Like, I'm about to just go back to not voting. Like,
why wouldn't you just vote? Why wouldn't you vote for why wouldn't you vote for AOC? Why would you vote for a democratic socialist? They're far closer to what you want than a Republican.
Socialism's not anywhere close to what I want, bro. Like, it's so.
It is. It's much closer to what you want.
No.
Do you like that?
No.
Would you rather have control of your
anything that deals with central planning?
Socialism doesn't. Socialism. First of all, democratic socialism doesn't mean socialism. But don't you think that American people should be able to like negotiate their labor and have and be able to protect their own labor? Why should employers own all of our labor?
I want.
You can quit your job however you want. Yeah, that's true. But if you're successful in almost any industry, you're going to hit a tipping point where you're going to get gobbled up. Somebody's going to outspend you, and they're going to run you out of business because the balance of wealth is so mismanaged that now, if you're a billionaire, you never have to have a good idea again. You just wait for a good idea to show up, and then you rip it off or run them out of business, and you win. I don't know. Why wouldn't you like democratic socialism? What would be wrong with that? What would be wrong if we had like organized labor and we had things like universal health care? Why would you vote against that?
I don't have a problem with unions. You know, I don't have a problem with that. That's not something that I think is an issue. Universal health care, that's a tough one. Because it's almost like people are saying that they have a right to somebody else's labor. Somebody, labor? You have a right to you have a right to the doctor and the nurse's labor.
What?
Like well, that's what it is. I mean, that's what it is. You don't have to pay for it. The government pays for it.
Yeah, but the people still get paid.
Yeah, but they don't have any way of having a competitive market to, like be the Michael Jordan of being a surgeon isn't going to get you paid more money. So there's no incentive to be the best at it.
Well, then how come?
Because it's going to be the same.
Then how come all these places with universal health care have better outcomes than we do? How come they're healthier?
I don't know the data on that, so I'm not going to try to have a conversation about that.
We're 48th in outcomes. We're somewhere in like the 60s in maternal mortality, infant mortality. I think we're in like the 30s or 40s. We are the most expensive healthcare, and we're nowhere near the top when it comes to outcomes. When it comes to quality of care, when it comes to
and
health.
Is that?
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, is that due solely to the fact that we don't have universal health care, or could it be that there's other issues as well when it comes to?
Well, there's certainly issues with like our food quality, but that having universal health care aligns those interests, right? So if the government is paying for health care and proliferating additives in food or over sugary or over processed meals and food, like the government then would be incentivized to go after that because they're the ones that are footing the bill. Right now, the government doesn't fucking care if you get hooked on bad food because the people that are paying them, the big pharma and then the health insurance companies, they don't give a fuck. Like, that just means they collect more money. So there's no incentive for our government to make us healthier. The incentive for the government, and it would be to make sure that they pay for our healthcare, and then those incentives now are linked.
I think that if it was able to be no government involved and let the healthcare market set its own, prices and set its own standard of care without
they would negotiate
something like that.
They would negotiate their prices with the government, right? Because the government then would represent us, and you said you like collective bargaining. That also gives us, the consumer, the ability to negotiate, which we don't have right now. There's no collective bargaining for the consumer with these healthcare companies now. They just charge whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, I said I don't have a problem with unions, but I'm not like, a foreman out, going to picket with people. Like I think people have the right to organize how they want. But like when it comes to the healthcare industry, I think that there's an incentive to make money right now rather than an incentive to promote health and well-being.
Right. So we should change. The incentive, right?
Yes, but I don't think the government would be able to assist in that.
Well,
I think that
it works everywhere else, though.
As the people,
every country who does this, every country who makes sure that they have healthier food, every country who's making sure that you're getting screenings, which lowers the cost that you're going to pay in health insurance because you can treat preventable diseases or preventable conditions. All of those countries that we look at and we're like, look at all these countries who have banned all these things. They all have universal health care. And the reason that they ban all those things is because they have to pay the health care bill too. So they want the most healthy population that they can have. There's also a reason that no country in the world is copying our healthcare system. Everybody else is doing it the other way. We're the most expensive and we have terrible outcomes. But just so you know, like as a libertarian, and I used to be a libertarian, I would say that Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All fits in your belief system. And this is likely what AOC would run on. And basically what it does is it just replaces the insurance company, and the government becomes the insurance company, which means now they're negotiating on behalf of 340 million Americans, which is incredible leverage. That's great leverage. So we're going to have, we'll get the same prices that these other countries have that are able to negotiate as one. That'll bring down our pharmaceutical costs, but it'll also put pressure on the government to make sure that we have healthy food and that we have preventative care. It'll make us a healthier country, and it'll be cheaper, significantly cheaper. And all it really means is you go see whatever doctor you want. These doctors can still be competitive. They might not be able to charge like outrageous rates, but they can still be competitive with each other. If they want to see more patients, they can. And the better the doctor you are, the more people are going to come to you. So there's still a reason for doctors to be competitive and to be innovative, but nobody has to worry about like, should I go see a doctor today? I only have $50 in my checking account. If I go see the doctor, I can't pay for groceries. Nobody has to worry about that anymore. It's taken care of, and we'll have a much healthier population, just like all these other countries.
I mean, yeah, in a perfect world, that's the way it would work. I just don't know that if we eliminate the options for people, that would be the case. I think that if there was more,
the only options we're limiting is
the
only options that get limited.
Who's their insurer?
Yeah,
who's their insurer?
Yeah,
and the more choices people have, the more competition, which is what drives prices down.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
That's not what drives prices down?
No, look, why does every insurance company want more customers?
So they get more premiums?
And what else does it do for them? Spreads out the risk, right?
Right, but they also bring in more capital.
But if you spread out the risk, then your cost per person, especially if you have like a healthier population, if you're doing things like advanced screenings, then your cost per person comes down, right? That's the whole point of it.
I don't know. I don't know the exact math on that. So to me, it would seem like the more people you take on, the higher percentage chance that you would have a high cost.
Then why would they take on more customers? Then why would they take on more customers? Why would they?
A lot of them.
Why wouldn't they all try and have less?
That's
customers?
why the premiums have been going up.
Exactly.
Why the premiums go up.
Exactly. And what?
And that's why.
And what all these
care for people,
and what all these healthcare companies have that you wouldn't have if you had universal healthcare, like the Medicare for all, is there would be no profit. You would be paying $0 going towards a CEO pay or a salesperson's pay. It ends the profit motive. So instead, the motive now becomes quality of care instead of profit. That's a good thing for us, the people. Like, I don't want my doctor to be motivated by profit. I want my doctor to be motivated by outcome. So we have to strip away that monetary incentive from these healthcare companies. Healthcare shouldn't health insurance shouldn't exist. It's fucking stupid that it exists. I don't know why people need to make money off of writing a check for our healthcare. We could just pool all the money together.
I think they need to.
We could just pool the money together.
They need to stop calling it insurance. It's really not insurance.
That's why we need Medicare for all. That's why we need Medicare for all.
Well, that would be just the government running this thing that still isn't insurance.
And it would be less expensive, and nobody would have a deductible, nobody would have a copay, everybody could go see a doctor, our country would get healthier. Even if we didn't change our food, just the preventative screenings alone, our country would be healthier. We would have less expensive surgeries. We would have less people with conditions that could have been preventable. There's no good argument for private health insurance. Otherwise, other countries would do it. The only reason we still have it is because they own all of our politicians.
The way it works right now is not good.
How would you fix private health insurance then? How would you fix it? If we keep doing private health insurance, what's the solution?
I think you would need to. No, just hear me out. I know you're going to freak out when I start saying what I'm going to say, right? I think you should deregulate a lot of the I don't know the technical
the lines
terms,
around the states. The lines around the states.
No. No.
Oh.
So a lot of people get like acute care, okay, and so they need they have the flu or the cold, or they needed some stitches, or they've sprained their ankle or something, right? Mm-hmm. And they end up going, if they don't have a doctor, they go to the hospital, mm-hmm. where they get charged a large amount of money just to go in.
Why do they get charged a large amount of money?
It has from my understanding, it has a lot to do with the healthcare networks being in cahoots with the insurance companies to make sure that a certain amount of money has to be paid.
So maybe we should eliminate the health insurance companies. Maybe we should get rid of that.
I hear you saying, but hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. So you deregulate it to where there's not as much licensure needed to do acute care, so that people have more options to go take care of their non-lethal issues.
Why wouldn't people just keep charging higher prices? Why would that bring prices down?
Because then people would be competing, and you would have, in order to with the other people that would be offering that care.
Yeah, but the health insurance the health insurance companies aren't incentivized to bring those prices down. Those people would just keep prices high, and then there was an option where, and then they're still in cahoots with the insurance companies. So then there wouldn't be an option to pay less. Why would the insurance companies start making less money? Why wouldn't they charge the same price?
They would make more money.
Who would?
If the kind of care that people needed costed less.
Who would make more money?
The insurance companies would.
How would they make more money?
So they would, because if I sprain my ankle and I go to the hospital, right? And I'm just giving generalities. I don't know the total prices, but let's say they try to charge me $700 to be seen at the emergency room, right? Or I could go to this guy that was a medic or something, and he has enough medical knowledge to be able to like wrap my ankle and tell me that I should take some Tylenol because I'm not pregnant or whatever.
Yeah, but you have health insurance. You have health insurance. You don't get to negotiate this price. They negotiate this price with the health insurance company. They don't even tell you the price.
That's what needs to change. That's where it would need to change. So like if health insurance companies were able to use those places that would charge less money, then there would be.
Why wouldn't those people just charge more money?
Competition of care.
Why wouldn't they just charge more money? Where's the incentive for them to be cheaper? Look, if I go to if I have health insurance and I go to emergency care, one, they're not going to tell me. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to say, how much is this? And they're like, oh, we can't tell you. It depends on what we do. And you're like, okay. And you get a bill at the end. And
that's fucked up.
Yeah. So eliminate the fucking healthcare companies. Get rid of the health insurance companies. Why are we trying to fix a system? Like, why are we even trying to protect this system? It fucking sucks. It's dog shit. Nobody can fix it. The price. Everybody's tried everything, and the price keeps going up. And the only reason we can't have universal health care is because everybody's so goddamn afraid of the word socialism. There is no good argument for private health care. It's dog shit. It's expensive. Even if it's run efficiently, you are still going to have profit that you have to pay for. Like, you're still going to have to pay for a CEO's bonus. You're still going to have to pay for a sales rep's commission check. You're still going to have to pay for billboards. You're still going to have to pay for advertisements during the Super Bowl. All of these expenses get added on and make your health care more expensive. The things shouldn't fucking exist. They write a check for your medical bills. Our government is perfectly capable of writing a check, and we don't need to pay commission for sales reps who go out and sell it. It's a dog shit industry that shouldn't exist. It benefits nobody except for the people that run that industry. It fucks all of us.
I knew you were good.
We're so goddamn expensive. This is like you have like 85 holes in your tire and you just keep going in every day and you're like, plug it again. And they're like, dude, you could just get a new tire. It costs you $50 every time you come here. You've been here every day for 3 years. You've paid $70,000. You could have got a tire for $150. And you're like, nah, but that's socialism. That's a socialist tire. I can't do it. So I'm just going to keep with this shitty fucking system that is bleeding me dry. We could just have a better system.
It would just make the government bigger, and that's one of the things that just it hurts my soul to say that. So it would hurt my soul to be like, yeah, man.
Tell your soul's a bitch. Tell that soul to toughen the fuck up. Okay, this is a better thing. Tell your soul not to be so goddamn ideological.
Look, man, here's what I'll say. I would be willing to try it out if there was like, hey, if this doesn't work after 4 years, let's try it for 4 years and let's see what happens. And in 4 years, if it's a complete shitburger, then let's go back to something else. Let's try something else, right?
It would take longer than that. So it would take longer than that to roll out, because what you would have to do for Medicare for All, because you're taking the Medicare system, it will roll out in stages. So first, everybody Medicare age and above would be covered, and then you would roll it back 10 years. So if it's 65, then you would roll it to like 55, and you would slowly move the ages. And you may take care of like. The first rollout would also be like you would go to parts of the country or I guess not parts of the country, just people who are low income. You take care of them first and the elderly people, and you would roll it out slowly. But it is funny to be like, well, let's give it 4 years and see if it happens, and then we'll go back to the system that we've been using for 40 years.
No, not the same system.
That fucking sucks.
I'd be down to try something else.
Well, I mean,
try something different.
We're just giving a lot of leeway to this terrible system. We're like, yeah, let's keep trying this out. Like, there's data.
It's not working now, so I get it. I'm ready. That's just kind of the thing that happened. See, I got kicked.
That's all right. I enjoyed it, man. I appreciate you coming up.
Hey, man. Yeah, have a good night, all of you.
Have a good night. Thanks for being here.
Damn, Amanda. Amanda's quick with it. Have a good night. Bye.
Literally.
Golly.
Who was the person that sent the galaxy? I can't. I don't know. Fuck. Sorry. Whoever sent it, that person sent it.
Thank you.
No, but before we move on to the next, I just want to point out, I asked him a specific question, because he outlined everything that Trump is doing that he's not liking, and the question was, well, do you regret your vote? And I know a few people that are still here, holding on. They don't want to say, you know what, I regret my vote, and I'm just not understanding why. Why not just say, hey, listen, fuck, I'm not.
Your mic, Admir, connection, everything.
Every fucking time.
Damn.
Don't we have somebody here?
Again?
Yes, we do. I just want to say thank you to Darth Jeep. That's who did the Galaxy drop.
Thanks, Darth Jeep.
Jay, Pirate is very respectful, by the way. He is very good with his mute button. He stays muted 90% of the time unless you tell him not to be muted. Just FYI.
All right. What's up, Pirate?
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good,
I heard your argument on healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that part of it. However, when I was doing some and I'm older, so I'm trying to learn and trying to better understand. But the thing that challenges me about socialism is it's taking private property and incorporating it into public property. And if you, I'll give you an example. So if you are a person that went to, did whatever, you're successful in life, you've got a successful life here right now. So it wouldn't be fair to me to infringe on your talent or your success and make it equal because it's not equal. And that's my problem with like socialism. It's not equal. I do agree with you as far as healthcare, is concerned that, but as you're a smart guy, as you know, it's all done by lobbyists that lobby things incorrect.
Damn.
And they lobby our political leaders to get I mean, all the political action committees and all those things. It's all we all know that it's based off of money. But I do agree with you. I just don't agree with all the points that are in socialism. I think it has some merits, but I just can't take the fact that private property would be put into public, and I'll stop there.
Well, so first of all, I'm not a socialist. I don't want to live in a socialist country. I'm a proponent of mixed economies. I think that any sort of economic theory that we treat ideologically eventually can be corrupted. So what I look at is the countries that do things well, and I think that like the word socialism stops us from having good things. Like we already do stuff like this, right? This isn't necessarily socialism, but like we collectively pay for the police. A lot of people never use the police their entire lives. We collectively pay for roads. We collectively pay for schools, the fire department, the military, the infrastructure, the way that we're communicating right now over the internet. We collectively paid for those things. So what I think is like a big problem in America is that most people's opposition to universal health care is exactly that. It's about socialism. And there's been a 100-year war on the word socialism that has been financed and backed by the people that you're talking about, the people who want to have all of the money. When we're talking about universal health care, this is legitimately the only way for Americans to collectively bargain and be able to have a say in our healthcare. Right now, we don't have a say. These private companies, they don't include us in the negotiations. They negotiate directly with the healthcare providers, and in some cases, they'll negotiate with the government if it's like Medicare or Medicaid. But what this allows us to do is it allows all the people that we elect in an elective democracy to actually advocate for us and negotiate the best prices possible for healthcare. The reason I don't think healthcare should operate in a free market, or not healthcare, excuse me, health insurance, is because it doesn't operate under free market principles. I have a daughter. There is not a number I wouldn't be willing to agree to pay to save her life. So it doesn't operate in the way like a free market would, where I can then go shop those prices. So for things like that, things like the police, things like the fire department, like schools and healthcare, I think that socially and collectively paying for those services is the best way to do it. I wouldn't be an advocate, for example, like you said, of forcing public ownership of private companies. That's one of the things that like I think people are critical of Trump right now, is that he is now giving public ownership to private companies, and he's forcing that in his negotiations with NVIDIA and Intel. But for me, I'm not a socialist. I'm not a capitalist. I'm just trying to look at each idea on its own, and I've studied this extensively. There's just no good argument for the way that we do healthcare. And the Medicare for All plan, I've seen it. I've looked at the numbers. It's been reviewed by people like the Cato Institute, which is a right-wing libertarian think tank, and they agree it would be cheaper and it would provide health care for more people, and the outcomes look like they would be better if you compare to every other country that does it this way. So I think that for me, like I don't really look at it as let's do socialism or let's do capitalism. It's like let's look at things individually and just find the best solution. And this one is just so obviously the best solution that it gets frustrating for me that we even pretend that our healthcare system or our health insurance system is worth saving. It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, and it's kind of like I believe this is what you're alluding to. I think that there's concepts within every political philosophy, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, whatever it is. There's concept. It's kind of like eating a pizza. There's some pieces of pizza that you don't want to eat because it's got more crust or that sort of thing. So, I agree with you, and I'll step off. But great talking to you. Thank you for taking me.
All right, thanks, Pat. You're right about that, man. We'll take one more, and then I'm gonna call it a night. If there's anybody else.
Do you see anybody on your end?
I see Courtney. Courtney, I don't think you're opposition. I don't know. And there's this Jen, someone named Jen.
Oh,
Someone named Jen.
Rosie?
Rosie, are you opposition to RTP?
She looks too nice to be an opposition to
RTP. Who could be opposition to me? It's not even possible.
I mean,
besides Jen.
Can see. I mean, yes, I am opposition.
Courtney said sorry. I think she didn't mean to be in the guest request.
All right. Well, so then we'll just end it.
All right. We'll shut it down until Friday.
What's Friday?
I'm not going to be live tomorrow.
A day of the week.
Oh, okay.
It says there's somebody in the queue. Do you see it on your end?
Jaden's not opposition typically.
No, we'll shut it down. Good to see you though, Jaden.
Yeah. So I just want to remind everybody we are taking Thursdays. No show tomorrow, and going forward, no shows on Thursdays. We'll let you know if that changes.
All right.
I appreciate everybody as usual. It was interesting.
Great job not crashing out.
I know. Well, that's because I'm going up to Basiltown, whatever, Pennsylvania.
Words are hard.
I don't know what you're talking about at all.
No, so I can't have any edibles, while I'm on business trip. So that only happens when I'm home.
Gotcha. All right.
Home with the dog bed real close.
What's that?
As long as he's home with his dog bed real close.
Last words from Amanda?
Nope.
All right.
Are you planning on going live at all, Amanda?
I don't know. Just depends.
Do you have your backup link to your main?
Yeah.
So Amanda's cruising for like a band. So if you guys aren't following Amanda, follow her. She does lives. She has some interesting ones, and she might be on her backup. So if she's got her backup linked, follow her.
It's in my bio. I'm on my last strike, apparently.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I get for hanging out with y'all.
Yeah. And
what are you reading?
Is it pronounced acetaminophen?
Yeah, you know. Yeah, you nailed it.
Well, we do
perfect.
know that Admir's mom took Tylenol. We all know this.
I mean,
Go
ahead.
I'm just saying, or it could be Epstein-aminophene.
You gotta go. You gotta go. Sorry, I gotta get rid of Admir after that one. I gotta go, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all a little acetaminophen.
All right.
So
I'm going to bed. Thanks, everybody.
All
Appreciate you staying up with me. Oh, let me check real quick. Jen, did you miss any Venmos? I didn't check.
I think I got them all.
Charles said, "Kick Matt, please." I was way late on that. Sorry, Charles.
Well, I need Charles is good for it. Is Jaden live?
Charles.
Oh yeah, let's raid Jaden if he's live. Jaden, are you live?
Yeah, I think he might be. So
I don't know why I just asked him if he was live.
LeBron.
That was a dumb question.
Let me see. I've got my other And phone. Let's see if he's. I'm pretty sure if people are saying he's live, probably live. So.
All right, Ray Jaden.
Ray Jaden.
All right, everybody. We'll see you Friday. Thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Jen.